You guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, how about this? It is 2024.
Yeah.
Just turned 24, so cheers.
New
Cheers to a
Year's.
good year.
I just turned 46.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bastard now. I guess we can't cuss on this, can we?
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Fuck you want. I watched with
Clayton.
Clayton, yeah. Clayton just let it loose. He wasn't worried about nothing.
No,
Yep.
I think that's how he lives.
That's the way I like to roll.
Was you guys' mic a little quiet? Or your headset, was it a little quiet?
It's all right.
All right. You good too? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out to the podcast. I do really appreciate it. So today we have Nathan, and Jeff.
Yep.
Jeff, right? And then you guys are missing one more to the trio.
Yep.
That's correct.
He was going to come out, but then he had wrestling practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he couldn't make it.
Kids.
But you guys, collectively, you guys are in a band together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And what's the band called again? I know you just told me, but
So it's Rich Westmill and the Leghounds.
where did that name come from?
So not my idea. So the other two were real big on having the name of the towns we were from. Like Rich Fountain,
Okay.
Westphalia, Bonnets Mill, right? So they're like Rich Westmill. I'm like, well, it sounds to me like a guy's name. So if we're gonna do that, let's just make it a guy's name. And then we were throwing around the Leghounds maybe as a name, and like we'll just do Rich Westmill and Leghounds. And then people are like, who's Rich Westmill? I'm like, I don't know.
Just random stuff you guys do together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of neat, though. A neat way to throw it all together. So who's from where?
I'm from, I actually grew up in Westphalia, but I live in Rich Fountain now. So I'm Rich,
Okay.
I guess.
You're the rich part of it.
He's middle.
Okay.
West is not here.
I see. What a crazy way to come up with a name.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together, though?
Oh, man. I was just thinking about this the other day.
That's a great question. I actually,
October-ish?
I think that's when we actually got a name. I kind of had the idea of this last summer.
Oh, yeah. The
early
wedding.
summer,
The
really.
wedding when you guys played.
Yeah. So I really started thinking, hey, we should start a band then. And then it's evolved. I was just going to be a little cover band, and then we started getting to where we started writing some songs. And
Jeff
Sure.
writes a lot of songs.
yeah,
I feel like when you're playing music, that's what happens. Like your passion comes through, and most people want to make their own music.
you'd be surprised how many people just don't do it though.
Yeah.
Just stick to the cover stuff.
Yeah, they just they just don't. I don't know.
Is that the casual players though? Like the people that just pick up a guitar and they're playing at home, or like do you think the people that are actually going out, because you guys are playing at venues and stuff?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
And so do you think the people that are playing at home, they just stick to the covers, but the people that are actually going out, like you think that's where the drive comes in?
No, I think a lot of it has to do with time you have as well. I mean,
I see.
I'm in another band as well, but it's like they're all older, have kids. So you're balancing life and trying to practice, and you don't want to burn out either, because the other band I'm part of, they were a big cover band around the Osage County area for many years. Point oh eight, I don't know if you've heard of them, but they kind of disbanded, and then I think a lot of it had to do because they were practicing every week and all the shows.
Yeah. And did they ever do any write any songs or no?
They did, I think, a long time ago, but there wasn't much that came of it, and then they just. This is where our niche is, and they have blast doing it. So, kept doing covers.
Went back to just doing what they enjoyed.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. That makes sense. Because I could totally see that. Like, just get into it so much because that's how I am. Like, I am an obsessor.
Yeah.
Like, when I get into something, I just want to do it all the time.
Right.
And I'll do it till I burn myself out. So I can totally. Is that how you are too?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Well, I think when we first started, Jeff's like, I wrote another song. Every other night, it was like another song. And then we show up to practice one night. He's like, here, I got this. And there was like 15 songs he had just hammered out.
Sometimes you get on a roll, you know?
Yeah.
Like one night, like I think it was, like I said, I made a casserole. And so then I was like, while I was making the casserole, I was like, oh, I had something going in my head. And it was pretty, I wouldn't say it was a snoozy song, but it was pretty slow, right? And then I sent it to those guys and they didn't respond. So I was like, man, they must not like it. I better write another one. So I did. And it was not a snoozy. So, 2 songs in one. I think both of them were actually okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't always work that way. There's times I write it down and I go look at the next day and like, what
And then we're like,
a piece of shit that one was,
Yeah.
But whatever, that's
That's how like that's how you get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because when, like, for me, for YouTube, like, this is my art. Like, music's your guys' art, but YouTube's my art.
Yep.
And so I'm like thinking of videos that I can make, and I'll just think of something. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and I'll be just like spawning off a dream
idea.
or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to write that down because I know I'll forget it. And I have a list of ideas, and sometimes I'll sit down to do it. And I'm like, you know what? This is kind of stupid. Like, this, nobody's going to want to watch this video. So I'm just going to scratch that and move on. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
I totally
Exact same thing. Yeah, I'll start a song and I'll get 2 lines in. I was like, that's garbage. Ooh, but this, and then I'll have a page of 5 starts, and maybe 1 goes somewhere, and then other times I might just write a good one. I'm like, oh, that's great. So it just depends.
Yeah, and you probably just have to play it out too.
Yeah.
So I do. I don't know how anybody else writes songs because I don't know shit about writing songs, to be quite honest. But I'll write usually lyrics with how I think it's gonna go in my head, and then I'll write music behind that.
What do you mean how you think it's going to go in your head?
So I'm thinking as I write it, like, let's say you come up with a cool, catchy line, right? So, but you got to think of how that line's gonna sound, right? Kind of like if you're thinking of a video, what's it gonna look like, right? Same idea. I need that catchy line, so I know how it's going to sound. So the rest of the song is going to get written around that. So I kind of know how fast it's going to be, at the speed of it, but I don't worry about the chords or any of that because I'm really not that good of a guitar player. So I write the song and then I put some chords behind it that go halfway with my crappy voice.
At this point, they're all pretty basic musically because we're not like professionally trained or theory. It's all hammered YouTube.
Is there like the big musicians? They're not. Most of them.
I don't know. It's probably.
I think they're learning at their home. I think they're doing it the same way you guys do.
Sure, but you got guys that do lead, and they're just like I don't do that. I have really don't have any desire to do it. I mean, I like to do a nice strumming kind of thing, and then somebody else can play fancy stuff behind it and make it church it up for me. Real
Try
good.
to.
You guys have who's the one that does that? Do you guys have someone that does that?
It does and like I said, I'll mess with a little, but more or less, I'm like, it's whatever.
Sure. So you're the singer, or
I sing and play, and
all 3 of us do.
Yeah.
We all have a guitar, and we all.
Yeah.
Andy's probably more the vocalist out of all of them. Jeff's good in his own right too. It's kind of funny when we first started playing together. It was a little thing we called Shedapalooza. Is when it started. That's when I first met you. And it was just a bunch of guys, just hacks basically, that went to a friend's house. And
I think that sounds awesome.
it was.
So we go over there, get drunk,
they're in a shed playing music, just hanging out.
It's set up. It's got the PA, the drum set, and you bring your instruments. And it was just, okay, what song you want to play? Oh, let's do this one,
That's awesome. I love it.
And
not for anybody else. Like, people would come and they'd all be outside drinking, and we're all us 4 or 5 are in there playing, having a great time, and don't really care. We're not entertaining anybody but ourselves. And really, that's my whole point with the band too. It's like I play songs I want to hear, and I really don't care about the crowd. To be quite honest, I just want to have fun, and it's great to do it in front of people.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great way to do it.
Well, and the vibe that this band has is a real. You had a description of it. I always forget how you describe.
Oh, the Facebook thing we did.
Yeah, kind of.
It's what did I say? A serious band that doesn't take anything too seriously.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, well, I think that's a great way to do it because that's how you just make sure you always enjoy it.
Yep.
It's definitely not the party crowd so much. It's more of
it's listening music.
Yeah, laid back.
That makes sense.
So what kind of music you guys focus on?
Oh, well, this one, like I said, it's more like Sturgill Simpson. I don't know.
Yeah, like Sturgill Simpson.
Country.
What's some of the newer guys? Zach Bryan.
Colterwall.
Oh, okay.
Colter Wally type stuff. Kind of
like Red Dirt?
Red Dirt.
Do Red Dirt stuff?
Kind of, but I mean, I'm not from Oklahoma, so I'm not singing that. I can't write a song that I don't live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I can't write songs about Oklahoma. I just can't do it because I don't live in Oklahoma. I've been there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but yeah, that's the kind of the idea is.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's very popular right now.
Yeah, it is.
We're just jumping on the end of the bandwagon.
Yeah.
We're just the caboose.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably because you just really liked the music and
He's always, every time we got to go though, he was always playing the most obscure stuff, but it was good. I was like, man, where do you find all this stuff?
I just like stuff nobody else hears. Once it hits the radio, I'm like, yeah, I don't listen to that crap anymore.
I'm the same way. Yeah. They overplay it.
Yeah.
Start changing it up and stuff.
Yep.
It's just not for me.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I couldn't even. I never listen to radio anymore.
Yep. I'm kind of a purist too. So like, somebody's like, oh, you heard this guy, that song, like what's that? What is it? Morgan Wallen or whatever did. I don't know
because we play.
Morgan Wallen. So I wish I don't know a lot of Morgan Wallen.
Don't either. Don't care. Don't like it.
Isabel.
Cover Me Up.
He did.
Is that one?
Yes.
Which was written by Jason Isbell, right? So I like Jason Isbell. I like the guy who did it, even if he does it worse. Does that make sense?
I see.
Like, which Jason doesn't do worse. But I like to hear, not that other people can't do a good cover, but I like to hear, I like to know how the original guy wanted to do it, and he listened to that. That's kind of where I come from.
So who's the guy that wrote the song?
Jason Isbell.
Jason Isbell.
But we play the version of Morgan Wallen.
No, I don't.
I just say that because he gets him going. So.
I'm not like the new country. I just can't get into it.
No, like all that. What do they call it? The bro country or whatever.
Yeah. Pop country. A lot of it's becoming pop, and I get it. Like it's great for the radio.
It's catchy.
Yeah, it's catchy. If
that's what kids are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like at my gym, it's great. I'll play it over the radio like throughout the gym because it's appropriate.
Sure.
Nobody. I mean, some people probably love it, but nobody hates it. Like it's kind of one of those things that just plays in the background. You kind of tune it out. It's just background noise.
Yep.
Right. And so that's what that's the only thing it has.
I've got a song called background noise turn.
Really?
That's funny.
So you guys probably been into music for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, is that like you guys been playing your entire life?
I probably started in my late teens, and then it's funny when I was making a joke of this the other day. I got a whole stack of guitar player magazines, and that's how we had to learn back in the day. Mm-hmm. You would buy those magazines, and then they'd have the tablature in there, and that's how I learned. Now it's YouTube, and it's just easier with YouTube.
I had a gentleman on. Arrow, do you remember how old Mr. Dorlaxon was?
I'm pretty sure he was in his mid to late 60s, maybe.
Oh yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
At least in his late 60s. But he talked about when he was a kid, they didn't even have that. He said you just had to buy the record
and listen
and try to repeat it, which is such a crazy way.
It is hard, but I think once you get the basics down, you can find it pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once, like I said, once you get your circle of fifths figured out, there's only going to be so many chords they're going to go to.
Yeah.
It's just,
Is that like the
progression?
Okay.
Yeah, like if your song's in G, it's going to be a G, D, and a C, almost guaranteed.
Yeah,
or maybe just a G and a C. Who knows? But
isn't there like a massive amount of songs that have the same chord in it?
You could essentially.
Nobody's reinventing anything here.
I see. Yeah, it's the lyrics that are different.
Yeah.
Maybe how it's presented, but like the guitar is the same.
Yeah. If you start in a key, I can tell you what chords it's probably going to go to. It's just that's how music. I see how it works. Yeah.
But neither one of you guys actually took like professional lessons, nothing like that.
I should have. I probably still should.
I did it twice. Early on, I probably took about 4 or 5, but I just got bored. Yeah, it was playing Merry Little Handle.
Yeah,
they're trying to teach you the theory.
Yeah,
where all the notes are.
How old were you when you did that?
Like I said, late teens probably, but it didn't last long. And then I played for a couple of years learning like that, and then it went away, and I was almost to the point I was going to sell one of my nicer guitars, and the wife was like, "No, don't do it." Well, and I'm glad that I didn't, because it ended up morphing into actually playing in front of people, and that was my thing. I never got in front of a crowd to do it. I always wanted to, but I didn't until recently, probably the last 3 years, and now it's just like.
Yeah, I was kind of same. I
off with it.
Cool.
Like high school, I played like bass and jazz band. You know what I'm saying? And I had a guitar. I never really got any good at it. I had buddies who played. I'd sing poorly. I was like, whatever. Trying to do like heavy metal stuff or whatever. Blow my vocals out.
Yeah.
That was fun, but we never played anywhere. Just got in my basement and just made noise.
Yeah.
And then probably didn't really play for years. And I bet it was probably well, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it's probably about 20 years ago.
Gee.
So I know. But and then I was like, you know what? It's
What
time
got
to
you back
learn.
into it?
I don't know. I had kids. I think what it was, I went to my wife's friend's house and she gave me an acoustic guitar, and I always had an electric. And I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn. I think it was the song Wagon Wheel, like by Old Crow Medicine Show,
Yeah.
right? Years ago, like when it first came out. I was like, I'm just going to learn that song. I need to learn a song. So when the kids were in the bathtub, I'd play it. And they're like, are you done yet? And I was like, not till you get out. And so I'm like, I'm done, you know. So it
was your way of killing time?
yeah. So
While
I
kids
just
are bathing?
sit there and play while they're bathing, make sure they don't drown. And then when they got out, I'd put it down usually. And then, like I said, once you learn one, you've learned five. And
That's
then
what's
it
funny
just
about this
snowballed.
whole ordeal. So both the bands that we got going, they're both acoustic. So you're not lugging around all this equipment. And that was part of it too. You know, you have your electric stuff, but you're having to plug it in. You're tinkering with a lot of stuff. With the acoustic, you're just grabbing it and going.
So, like, when you guys play, it's all acoustic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have a guitar, a mic.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's grown, you know, the logic when I started is like, man, I just want to walk in with an acoustic guitar, a mic, and an amp and set it down, play for the dinner crowd and leave. And then I was like, man, I'm not that good. I need a little help. So I'm like, well, Samson, you want to do it? And Block's like, hey, well. So now it's three of us, and then we're lugging a little
Speakers
more.
and-
That. So it's, you know how it is. But
Sure.
that was the logic. It just doesn't work.
That's not a huge production. I mean,
No.
and
We don't
a lot,
need lights
A lot of the
and all.
equipment's changed. I mean, back when we were first starting out, you know, everybody had to have the 412 cabinet and the big, you know, power head for your amplifier. Now it's like everybody's getting to this little processor type that has all these different sound effects in it. So it's changed.
Yeah, what is it to where, like, it's something like, isn't there like a sound barrier thing that you guys can have too? That way when you guys got the speakers blaring, you guys can still hear each other?
There's ear.
So actually we've been throwing that around. Like, do we do, you know, little wedges up front, foldbacks, you know, or do we just do in-ears and be done?
What's the wedges do?
More or less, you know, you got your front speakers for the crowd, and then you've got some floor wedges that actually go back to you, so you can hear what each
what
other
you're doing.
Okay.
That you have to. It's pivotal.
Yeah.
Or really, more or less, the in-ears are more or less just like headphones,
Yeah.
but just good noise canceling in-ear.
Yeah, they have Bluetooth ones, right?
Not Bluetooth so much. They're usually a transmitter, some, you know, 5.9 gigahertz, whatever. But
And that's just so you guys can, like, hear each other?
Just
yeah, just because,
your
you know, if he's sitting right here and get another guy there and the crowd's kind of loud, there's sometimes he might be playing and I can't hear
what I'm doing.
what he's doing, and then you don't know, you know, come in right or something. So you try and get a good mix in your ears, kind of like, you know, like this, so you can just hear everybody and know what's going on. So
Yeah, because I feel like that's where I would start to, I mean, I guess you're so comfortable with the guitar. At least when you're, like, if you're playing your own guitar, you're pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know exactly
Until you
what's
start
going
singing.
on.
Then it's like rubbing your head, patting your back.
That's how I would feel for
I'm
sure.
fine for the most part, as long as it's fairly syncopated, you know, where, you know, you're doing this while you're talking, you know what I'm saying? Once it can get a little weird, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, like big artists, when they're out on the stage and stuff, they have the music playing in the background too, in case something does mess up. Or is that just some of them?
That's yeah.
I feel like I've seen some of them just like
I wouldn't go
playing-
that route with it because you're going to insult a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There
I
are
mean,
some.
it'd be cool to be big enough where it'd be like, man, I can't screw up or people will get mad. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like,
You're-
I'm pretty much going to screw up every show and I'm
Yeah.
cool with it. And I don't
Yeah.
really care. So,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, because it's like, it is what it is. I'm sure you guys have you guys bombed at all? Like had some like,
no.
Well, 3 shows in now.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Well, when it gets to the solo part, I'll look at him like I'm not doing it. I don't feel
not
it.
feeling it. And then, yeah, and you know, like sometimes, you know, I've been, you know, your throat's dry and like, man, I'm just blow through this, or somebody saying I got to get a drink.
Yeah,
you know,
actually,
whatever.
the first little bar gig we did, that happened to him on one of his songs that his sister actually just loved.
Yeah, but it was towards the end, and everybody was tired of hearing us anyway. So it's fine.
so you guys will be up there playing and then just like look at each other and be like, hey, you got to take this now?
Oh yeah. Or if I'm playing the wrong chord, I'll hear it.
I'll just yell at
It's
him.
a freaking C.
It's fun. It's fun.
See, that's crazy to me that you guys are like so in sync to be able to do that kind
Yeah.
of stuff though.
Well, you play the same song 40 times already. You know, it's you kind of you start feeling.
I still think we play a lot of them different every time.
But they usually sound good, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I feel like you guys are still relatively pretty new
Oh, yeah.
into it all.
Yeah, I mean,
4 months.
October, that's pretty fresh
Porch
into
Fest
it.
was our first official. Well, we started how long did we practice? A month before that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
So Porch Fest is something they do in Jeff City twice a year. We did the fall one. Basically, they shut off a street and you get a porch and play for an hour. So
Like, is that like downtown? Like you get like a business front
In a
or
neighborhood.
Really?
like this one was on Forest Hill in Jeff City. It's just it's a nice little neighborhood. It's a really neat little deal.
Wait, like how do they just give you a porch?
You talk to the event coordinator. And,
Oh, and everyone on the street.
Each porch has like 3 slots. 1, 2, and 3. And
Yeah.
These are residential houses, though.
Oh yeah. It's a really cool deal.
So when you're buying a house, that's something you need to know.
yeah.
Like, once a year, someone's gonna be playing music on your.
Possible.
Or possibly. I mean, you don't have to have somebody on your porch,
Right.
but the street's going to be shut down. There's going to be a bunch of people
Yeah, you
walking
could be the
around.
guy not handing out candy.
Yeah.
For sure.
I see. Yeah,
Porch
that's
light
cool. That's cool. I think that's. I wish our town did something like that.
Yeah.
But you guys, I guess there's probably. I mean, is there a lot of bands that show up to something like that?
Oh, yeah. It's
Whole mix. That's actually how I started the other band. A friend of mine, Josh, from back in Jeff City days, he was going to be featured on one of them. He didn't want to do it by himself, so I kind of grabbed some of the guys I played with that other band, and that's how this Backroad Bonfire morphed from that. So now we're playing, a few shows here and there. But
So that's another band that you're in.
yeah.
It's called Backroad.
Bonfire.
That's pretty cool.
I'm only in one. I'm not good enough to be in.
I don't know if I'm good enough for 2. But I do it. It's the blast. It is just.
How do you keep up with practice, though?
Well, this one we try to do about once a week. The other one that we're with, they're pretty refined. I mean, they're pretty good musicians. You still got to get together to polish up, but it's a lot of, like Jeff said, once you play these songs.
Yeah. I mean, like, do we really need to practice once a week anymore?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But we keep adding.
Yeah.
So when we started out, we had like 20-ish songs.
Yeah.
Now we probably got 30 to 40, and it's kind of wild when you sit there and think, 40 songs, but
Yeah, that is pretty
we're
wild.
cheating. We got
Yeah, do you guys use a tablet or a book up there?
no books.
I've been doing books so
prints.
far. I mean, I get where a tablet would be a little less to lug, but
Yeah.
I just seen, like, I go watch a band in a bar and I see they get a tablet up there and
Oh yeah.
they just
Well, just all the lyrics. At this point in the game, I can't. The mind's not there like it used to be for sure. But
yeah. I mean, I can remember a lot, but boy, it sure is nice to have that
Reference.
crutch. And it's
Yeah.
like I said,
Oh, yeah.
we're not up there doing, on a big stage. It's not like, I'm not making thousands of dollars to be standing there where I feel like I gotta.
really perform.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you're playing for a bunch of people getting drunk at a bar.
that's
yeah, they
that's
generally
the
aren't
goal.
paying any attention to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
don't really care about that book.
Yeah. Some of them do though.
I used to always say that. I had people like, so there was you talk about an old guy that you had on. So there's a guy who lives pretty near me, and him and his brother, I mean, they've been like everybody around town. They've been the ones that play, and he's probably in his 80s, you know what I mean? And they're like, well, he doesn't need a book. I'm like, yeah, well, I ain't getting paid to play. And now I am. So I'm like, well, I don't really care. I'm
Still got a book.
Still got a book.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure over time.
Most of them I could do without it. Probably.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But it's still nice to have it there.
It's that comfort level.
I don't think I've never paid attention and been like, oh, these guys are using a tablet. They're cheating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care
I don't
about
think
that.
many
Yeah.
people do because so many do now. I think back in the day it was more of a bigger deal.
there's a lot of people that, I mean, they even sell those. It looks like a monitor wedge and it actually has their lyrics scrolling on it. I mean, that
Oh,
you can buy, yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
can buy things for that. It's
Well, it's kind of funny.
the technology's there. So why remember it,
I didn't realize this, but about 3 or 4 years ago, Slayer and Anthrax were touring and they played at the pageant. Well, our seats were like right over the stage, but in the balcony. And the lead singer from Anthrax was.
Had the same
Oh
thing.
yeah. I mean, it's just.
And he wrote those songs.
I know.
That's crazy.
I think it might have been on his newer ones is
Yeah.
when he did it, but it's just like there's a lot up there, and they probably.
Well, he
cut a lot
probably
of
didn't
it,
even
so-
ride them either.
Yeah, who knows?
Possibly.
Right,
Who knows?
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Who knows? That happens. I mean, a lot of people write songs. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see when I go like we just went on a vacation, and that's like one of our favorite things to do, go out to eat, where we always try to find somewhere with a band. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just nice to have live music playing. There's just something about it it's fun, enjoyable.
I think people do generally enjoy that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so too. Especially like if you can find ones that like really get into it. Like really care about it. But I mean, I've seen some people just get up there by themselves too, just with the acoustic guitar, like you said. And
Get after it.
And which, you know, like I kind of actually like those too, like just the acoustic versions of everything.
Well, like even if like big bands and stuff like Tyler Childers, you ever heard any of his stuff? Like if you listen to what is it, the R Vinyl stuff or anything done by was it R Vinyl Sessions or whatever. I think there's.
I don't know that. I mean, I know him, but
so all the R Vinyl stuff is usually the guy singing and playing guitar, and that's it. And not that I have a problem with drums and all the other stuff, but there's just something about, to me, that the stripped down version of the song with the guitar, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we got 3 guitars, but it's still kind of a stripped down version of all those other songs that have drums and all that stuff too, a lot of times. And that's, I don't know, that's stuff I like. So it's more, not necessarily dancing music, but good to listen to, you know?
yeah.
Well, ideally too, with the 3 guitar thing, somebody could be playing a higher chord than what the other guy's playing. So in essence, you're
To fill it out a little
melodies.
more.
It's like melodies, like harmonizing.
Yeah.
With your voices, but you do it with instrument too, and you can get some really good sounds. I mean, it even just with 3 guitars playing the same thing, it just fills it up. It's not so empty sometimes.
Yeah, and you could really like just acoustic versions of songs really like show people's like someone's talent.
Yeah.
Or lack of.
Or lack of, or lack of. Yeah, because I mean I know a rapper. You guys ever heard of Machine Gun Kelly?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like
Is he a rapper?
he's he's supposed to be a rapper.
He's a pop star now, right?
He's doing rock music. But like I've watched him do acoustic versions of songs for a long time.
Yeah.
Like for even when he was like really big, like now he's in the rock, but he was really big in rap for a while. But I would still see him put out these random rock songs, like just acoustic, him playing by himself and singing in it. And I just thought that was neat.
Oh, well, it all stemmed back in the 90s. Unplugged MTV.
Yeah.
That's a
Kinda like
prime
that, yeah.
example.
Like all the
you had
Unplugged
Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, all them guys did
acoustic versions
oh
of
my
songs.
God, yeah.
The
And that's some
MTV,
of their best
and I've
stuff.
always liked the MTV Unplugged.
Yeah.
I like the album too. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
there's just something about
Yeah.
there's something about the Unplugged stuff.
Yeah, you get to really see like you get to really hear like their voice.
Oh, yeah.
And how talented
Yeah.
some of them are, because sometimes you question it. Like,
Yeah.
are these guys really as good as they say they are? But when you see them do that, like when they can just grab a guitar and just start singing a song and actually hit the notes right, like sure, it doesn't sound exactly like the original,
Sure.
but it still has its own like,
Yeah. It's its own vibe.
yeah, it
That's
is.
what it is.
It's very cool. I like, I was literally today, I had to go and pick up a bumper for my truck, and I was driving back home and I was listening to covers of songs, but like it was like a rock song that they turned into a country song.
Oh yeah.
And just like or like a rap song that they turned into a rock song or something like that. I really like that kind of stuff as well. But I feel like not a lot of people do that.
We got one of those in there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
not
do.
one we wrote.
Yeah, you did a
Do we say names of songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it Sexy and I Know It, right?
okay. You did a country version of it.
Well,
So
it's just acoustic.
if you go look on YouTube, there's like only one Noah, I think, is the kid that actually did it originally.
You look
More or
it
less.
up?
Look it up. We do that version. We do his version of Sexy and I Know It. You should just play it.
And it's funny
in the background while we keep talking.
Andy's a big kid.
She can turn it down real low, and maybe we'll. So you can play music on YouTube. Like I can play songs and I can play certain stuff. It gets copyrighted, so you get striked from getting paid. You can't get monetized.
Something a little different than what I usually do. I've secretly wanted to cover this song for a really long time, but never knew how I was going to arrange it. So I finally figured out how to arrange it.
Now, have you heard? You've heard? You know, Sexy and I Know It. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
So anyway,
different.
What made you guys choose this song?
Andy
Because
did it.
Andy can do it, and it's just fun. And
Andy's very versatile.
But did Andy find it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had this song on. Oh yeah, I knew about this before. I haven't heard him do it.
I never heard it till Andy did it.
Okay. You turn it up just a hair.
He's got a great voice too.
Walking on the street, freak out. This is how I roll. Animal prancing out of control. It's a red bull with a big afro, and just
So
like
we do this.
yeah, I got the
See, I like this kind of stuff. Like, because you would never expect Sexy and I Know It.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't, like, honestly, I really don't like Sexy and I Know It. Like,
No, I don't either. But I like this.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know. There's something about this that it has its own vibe.
Yeah, and I don't know what we do before or after it, but it's not even close to this kind of music. Like I mean, we keep
just
guessing.
tossed in there.
I mean, really, we kind of move all over the place on the songs.
I mean,
You're good.
Yeah,
we've got.
I like to keep people guessing on what we're gonna play next on that.
I think that's fun. Yeah,
It is.
because like. Yeah, you're sitting there and you're not. Sometimes people aren't paying attention, and then they're like, "Is this sexy?" And I know it.
Well, it's so
Exactly.
funny. The other night we were practicing at my buddy's house because he has all the setup and he's going to run sound for us. So we just went over there and we went into this one. And he was just sitting there. It took him forever to figure out.
Yeah. You definitely took him off guard,
Yeah.
which is the whole point.
Yeah.
It makes it.
And he's like, And then once he got it, he was enjoying
I
it.
think he thought it was good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think people would like that. I think you guys should do some more stuff like that.
Well,
Well, we got a few, but yeah,
we had to dig.
yeah. Well, like I said, I don't want to do all covers like that where we're redoing them. I mean,
Right.
we got a couple others where we aren't doing necessarily, which is funny because I feel like clean. I say I'm a purist, but we do have a couple where we're not doing it like the original guy did it.
You're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that.
Well, you guys are still just trying some stuff out.
Yeah, kind of. I think we're all pretty.
We're definitely finding our groove and our niche. I mean, we're not doing exactly what I set out to do originally, you know,
Yeah, sure.
which is fine. It was, like I said, I really didn't. I'd written songs when I was in high school, and they were horrible.
Yeah.
And like
Not
I said,
much changed.
No. But like I said, some of the new ones, I'm like, man, this is almost a good song. You know?
Yeah,
So,
there's some very good lyrics.
Yep.
It's just like we were talking. I think right now it still feels like we're just playing the same set of chords over these new songs, and it'd be nice just to get together and really dive into them at some point.
yeah, we'll get her to
Get to learn.
get it worked out.
But again, like the more we're playing it, then you'll actually hit a different chord or try something inside it, and you're like, oh, maybe we can go with
They're
this.
growing.
I feel like getting out and playing in front of people is way better than practice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you can like the audience is going to tell you.
Right.
They might not say it out loud, but I feel like if you have their attention or don't have their attention, you can start judging just by watching people.
Well,
You
that's
guys
what
do
we were
that?
talking about on the way here, that little bar gig we played at Gumbo Bottoms and Jeff. One song we started playing, I can't remember which one it was, but you could just see everybody laser focused.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just sitting there. It was different from most the places we'd played or done before. It just, they were there for the music and enjoying it. So.
Yeah.
And maybe they like that style of music.
Yeah, it could be.
Well,
Even
and
if
that's
they
the thing.
didn't.
Nobody's gonna like every song we do,
No,
except
right.
maybe me. But but there's gonna be there's something in there somebody knows and probably likes. And then we even when we finished up there, there was like, oh, do one more, do that one again. I missed it. Somebody got there late, like do this. I was like, I already did it.
Yeah.
So we, like hell, we'll do it one more time.
Yeah, it was something in the orange, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I see.
Zach Bryan. That's a great song too.
It is.
Yeah, that's a big one. Zach Bryan's just blowing up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't got into him yet.
I haven't dove.
I was into him, but he's starting to blow up.
And so you don't like him anymore?
I don't know, still like he's still good.
Dude,
but-
I feel the same way about some of them. Like they just start to blow up, but when they start to blow up, sometimes I feel like the good music comes from the struggle,
it does.
and so that's like where the good lyrics come from. And I like that kind of music. I like the lyrics. I mean, I like the music too, but I like the lyrics in a song. Like
Yeah,
a
I'm
good
a lyric
story
guy.
is awesome.
Like I've even had Andy say, well, "You need to change this word." I said, "I can't because that doesn't mean what I meant it to mean. And I gotta be like it says, And I just won't sing it different.
Have you played your originals in front of people yet?
Yeah, we've got a couple that we did. Really,
Those weren't even the better ones.
I really had a pretty good run over Christmas there, where I got a couple of real good ones in, and we just didn't have anything lined up since then. So, but I mean, people have heard them. I've sent them to those guys, and I've shown them to a few other people. And I mean,
Speaking of having some things lined up, you guys got a couple shows coming up, right?
Just one.
two. We got two.
Yeah.
We got one
Forgot.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm a
right?
manager too, so I
Well, you should know this then.
forgot it's new.
One tomorrow in what is the
Loose
barn?
Creek?
The barn in Loose Creek.
Great place to go hang. They
Yeah.
got great bar food and
What's the bar called? Do you know?
The barn.
Oh, it's called the barn.
Barn.
Okay.
The basement of an old gas station.
Wow.
But it is actually pretty popular and cool place.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds neat.
it is.
so they've got that, and then what is the Dave's in Taos?
Yep,
Dave's Tavern.
Great place to get pizza.
February
Third.
3rd.
February 3rd. Yeah.
Cool. That's pretty cool. That's exciting. Yeah.
And then the big thing, got the kid doing traveling volleyball, so working around that in the future, that's gonna be a tough.
Yeah,
part.
that goes back to the whole family thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
once we get that out of the way, summer we're good to go.
Yeah, well, traveling volleyball is
Any traveling sport.
is it a girl? I guess
yeah.
because boys even play volleyball.
Yeah, there's some, but you don't. I mean, I don't see much of that just because I'm with all the girls.
Right.
Well, I know like the traveling volleyball thing is as like I never knew about it. Like when I was in high school, I've been out of high school for maybe 12 years now. I never knew about it, but here recently, I hear people talking about it all the time.
I didn't know I'd know this much about volleyball.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And is it with school? It's not with school, right?
No,
This is something.
So she goes to Fatima, and they don't have junior high volleyball, and she's 13. So traveling is what she
Is
can
the only
do.
option.
So and she.
But isn't that where the competition's at?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're-
isn't it better than playing for
school
high
ball?
school?
I don't want to brag. She'd probably mop the floor with half the other kids. You know, I mean, there's other kids in her class that play too that are pretty good. But yeah, if you just played a school team against the traveling teams, it's usually no comparison.
Well, it's no different than
Well, the coaching for traveling is usually like college level coaches are coaching that 13-year-old traveling volleyball team.
Why? What's the?
Because I'm paying a lot of damn money. They better
Is that what it
be
is? They get those coaches get paid good money.
Oh, I don't know what they make, but I'm shelling out. Somebody's getting it. I don't know if they are, but somebody's getting
well,
it.
hotel stays, travel.
Oh, that's separate.
Side.
That's,
You
yeah.
have to pay that yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Don't have kids, or don't let them play traveling
Don't
sports.
let them play volleyball. Apparently.
Pimping ain't easy.
Well, I know a guy that's in my community that talked about building like a volleyball thing.
Gym? Oh yeah.
Just for traveling volleyball. He's like, dude, he's like, you build like 4 courts,
Yeah.
have a concession stand and bleachers.
I'll put on
and
tournaments.
Yeah, and put tournaments on. He's like, you'll
4
make
courts, do 15 or 20.
really. You have that many?
There's-
Weekend.
You know where Bartle Hall is in Kansas City? I think they had like 80 of them set up there last year.
dear Lord.
It was ridiculous.
Jesus.
Bartle Hall full of courts. It's
And is like, do you have to travel far for it?
this Saturday I'll be in Lenexa, Kansas. So
Like that's what I'm getting at. Is there none like locally that can?
oh no,
host
there's
these?
some local too. Like State Tech has some too, but we won't be at those. We'll be further away
because
we'll
that's
go
where the
to
competition's at.
Yeah, we'll go to St. Louis and Kansas City most of the time. Some Springfield, they got some pretty big ones down there too. But
And is it like what are they? Is it kind of like a I don't know. You remember like a football jamboree? Did you guys ever play football where you'd play like 3 games in one day?
they don't do. It's always tournaments.
Yeah.
Because
so
they're all going trying to bid for nationals and stuff. So if you go nationals, it's going to be like Vegas or someplace. I don't know. Someplace we haven't been there yet, but
yeah.
Working on it.
perfectly fine.
No, Vegas would be good.
Well, Vegas would be fun.
Vegas would be cool, but
Kids play volleyball. I'll be at the strip club.
yeah, I'm sure your wife will love that.
We've been married a long time.
You
She'd
just
be happy to be
started
rid of me.
Yeah.
Well, it's just cool to go to Vegas. That would be cool. That'd be something just fun experience
It
too.
would. It would. I'd be proud of her if they make it. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
What's the record?
they haven't. This will be the first tournament this weekend.
well, there
So
you
we'll
go.
see.
Oh wow.
Yet to see how this team does. So
Does she play for high school too though? Or she can't because it's
she's in 8th grade right now. So
Oh, I see. I see.
So will she play in high school? Probably, but she'll probably still do traveling too.
Mm-hmm.
So probably up till about 16 or 17. Once you hit that, then you're looking for college, and I don't know if she'll play in college or not. I mean, we'll see if she's good.
Is there money in volleyball? Like after, like
There's got to be because I mean all the coaches we pay for and all that. I mean, because and here's the thing, like I didn't.
pro. I mean, obviously there's got to be pros.
I would think
Every sport,
So
Like the WNBA.
sure.
Everybody makes fun of them and rips on them for how little money they make.
Yeah.
And just the talent there.
Right.
Is that kind of how volleyball is?
I don't know. I mean, it's not as popular as WNBA, so it's worse than that probably. But
Yeah.
but now beach
Is there even a
volleyball,
pro
everybody
league?
loves to watch that.
Yeah.
well,
Whatever reason.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know. It just that's kind of like whenever I was in high school, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting ready to play sports, I was like, I don't think I'm going to play even in college. Like I don't even think I'll get a scholarship for it. I'm definitely not going to go pro.
But you enjoyed it.
No, I didn't play.
Oh, you did?
I just said, screw it. Like, I'm going to start making money because I was like, there's no future in this. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what's the point even?
Well,
even doing
and
it?
so my angle, and I've always made fun of like the people who, like, yeah, we do volley or softball because we're going to get a scholarship and blah. So they spend all this money to get this scholarship to pay for college. Like, if you'd have just invested that money, you could have paid for Yale, man.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same boat now, which I've been making fun of these people for years.
Yeah.
But only thing is, I don't really give a shit if she plays in college or not. She enjoys it. She's having fun. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
When it's done, she's done. Cool. Now, don't get me wrong. If it works out the college thing, that'd be real awesome. But we'll see.
I mean, it's kind of at this point now, you're investing and you don't know if there's going to be any type of return on your investment.
I'm investing in her fun.
Yeah.
And, it's like a mini vacation every weekend, as long as you like going to watch volleyball. So.
Yeah. After a while, it's going to get old. Though.
There's a hot tub at the hotel, isn't there?
You don't choose a hotel?
We can. There's only a few where they say you got to stay at one. And, like, sometimes a team will book one, but one of my older daughter's friends works at, like, I think it's Hilton. And so we get a friends and family discount. So I can get a Hilton for like $70 through her thing.
Oh, wow. It's cheap.
So like they're saying, we're staying here. I'm like, well, we're staying here because it's $70. So you all have fun. So
Yeah.
we'll have dinner with you and see you tomorrow.
Sure. And I feel like you just put it on a credit card, build up some points. Eventually it's going to.
Hope somebody pays for it when the bill comes here.
Yeah. Or I was thinking hopefully you get enough points that you can start using it towards it.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually.
Vacation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't pay attention to money. It comes in, the wife and kids do whatever.
So what do you guys do outside of the band? Like what funds it all?
What funds it?
Yeah, I mean, something you guys got to have. I mean, I guess
It's sure as hell ain't the band, is it?
Yeah, day job.
Actually,
I do.
I wrote a
computers.
song that's got that in there too.
What's that?
It talks about how I ain't making money writing these songs. But
well, who's that guy that just blew up making a song like that? Do you know who I'm talking? You know
Andy Oliver,
Andy Oliver. Yeah, what's that song called?
Or Oliver.
North.
yeah,
North of Rich.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Will you look it up?
Oliver Anthony.
Oh, sorry. Did I say Andy Oliver? Is that a guy?
Yeah, I went to school with him. He's a year or two younger. He
Oliver
works in
Anthony.
Westfield.
Yeah.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Yeah.
I've never listened to the full song, but I know it isn't it. That's literally what it's about. Like,
Yeah.
basically just working, right?
Poor man.
Blue collar,
Yeah.
working man.
Complaining about the government,
Yeah, not being able to make enough money to survive, basically.
basically.
But you said you work on computers,
Yeah. Well, I do
like IT or
IT.
IT work.
Yeah. Lintech 98-ish, 99. So I've been doing it since then.
Okay, do you, for yourself or you work for a company?
I work for a local company in Jeff.
Yeah, I work at Lynn Tech right now.
Yeah,
So
this is Professor Winkleman.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they started a new program for like facilities management, and I worked for Johnson Controls doing building automation stuff for like 18 years and other stuff before that. But they need an instructor, and I was like, well, take a big pay cut and try that. So
Sure.
here I am.
Well,
Volleyball season's coming up.
why'd you choose it? If it's
I like said, it's sometimes you just don't know until you try it, right?
Sure.
So I figured, what the hell, I'll give it a whirl. So
like, were you tired of doing your old job?
I was getting a little burnout. You know how corporate America is. You do the same thing. They keep making rules, and I just like it's time to try something else.
Did you work locally, like Jeff City?
So I worked for Johnson Controls, was out of St. Louis, but I lived here, right? So I worked on like MS&T's campus, MU campus, maybe Kirksville.
It's all
It was a little traveling. Jeff City,
wasn't it?
yeah, it's building like HVAC, but really making buildings go is what it really is. So all that, the pumps, the boilers, the chillers, air handlers, all that stuff doesn't just magically work together. I programmed it and made it work together. So
I see. So, but were you actually putting it together too?
no, that's the thing. I just like the simplest explanation of the job was I turn things on and off. And the joke is, if you ask my wife, mostly off. but in general, it's just making, does that pump need to run? How fast? And to what pressure? That's what I did.
So was there an engineering level that had to be
So the engineers would tell us they would pick the equipment and all that, and they'd give us a sequence of operations, and then a balancer comes in and he'd make sure the water flows are right, and I'd make sure the pressures were reading right, and then I'd control to the pressure necessary to make the worst case scenario at the farthest part away do what it needed to do.
It's amazing.
But you weren't hooking it up.
No, like I said, I just told guys how to do it. I might do the drawings, and then electricians would work for us, and I'd say, hey, do this. And they'd say, how do you do it? And I'd say, this is how you do it. And then they'd do it, and I'd say, yeah, that's right, and it works. So really, I'd walk in with a backpack with a computer and a chair, and I'd sit down, and, people would make fun of me, and they're like, oh, we're going to work real hard today. I'm like, getting paid as much as you. And I'd sit down and just do that. So.
It sounds like a pretty good gig.
And here I am not doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after so long, how long did you do it?
18 and a half years.
Yeah. After that long, you're probably just ready to do something different.
Like anything in life.
Yes.
I'm tired of it.
Yes. I did body work I started at 16, and then by the time I was 27, I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
I did it for 1 year on an international scout, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not very good at this. Actually, it turned out pretty good considering I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades.
So what are you teaching now at? I know you just said it, but I don't understand.
So I'm the department chair over HVAC and facilities management. So I teach the facilities management program. So right now I'm teaching kids how to more or less to be a not necessarily maintenance worker, but to run a building, or just to try and teach them to learn everything you need to do, which you can't do in 2 years. But that's what I'm trying to do, is stuff as much knowledge in their brain about that in 2 years as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. I've told a lot of people. I went to Lynn Tech for 2 days. Realized it wasn't for me, and I dropped out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It just wasn't my thing.
I got you beat. I've got almost 6 whole months in. So
I did the full pool.
Yeah. And I think it has a good purpose, but I also think that on the job, like just going and doing it, putting your hands on it and doing it, you learn so much.
Sure. And we do have a lot of hands on there, which is good. But like, if you want to be an electrician, there's no point in going to Lynn Tech to do it. You can go union and just do it. So, but the whole facilities thing is, it kind of makes you a jack of all trades kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it can make you marketable. And if you're a kid that's undecided, it's a good program for that, I think. So,
yeah. So these guys would be training to do run some massive apartment complex.
Yeah, or a hospital, or a factory, or just.
I see. Yes.
You name it. I mean, a building. Mm-hmm. They all have things that need to be run. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do remember at one time in my life, because I spent a time in my life also working in factories.
Oh, yeah.
And just staying there on the line. I worked in one where you just watched books pass by, and every 25th book you flipped upside down. And that's the only thing I did.
You had to count to 25, or it had to be 25?
Yeah.
Seems like 24. They could automate that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, you flipped it, and then you had to just turn it like this and move it over. It was mind numbing.
Mm-hmm. It's a life changer there.
Yeah, but I
figured it out real quick.
Well, that's what I was doing. I'm glad I did it, because it told me I didn't ever want to do it again.
Right.
But I remember the high man on the totem pole was the maintenance guy. I remember thinking that guy.
He's got
it made
together.
here.
That guy's got his shit together.
A little cart that he rode around on too.
Well, he had 2 buildings, and so, but there was a factory that these books you made were military booklets for. It was like airplane, a instruction
manuals.
And so they were classified, so you couldn't have your cell phone out. If you got caught with your cell phone, you're instantly fired.
Wow. And
so you had to stand at this one spot and do nothing all day. And it was because I got all this. I was a young boy. I got this extra energy that needed burnt, and I'm just sitting there needing to move. And then I see this guy just being able to walk around, do his own thing, change a light bulb. He gets the little scissor lift out, changes the light bulb, and I'm like, man, I want to do that.
Looking up to him, huh?
Yeah, I was like, man, that's cool. And then now I'm like, that's freaking. I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I did.
If I had to do it, I would do it. But
I
I did the factory for a year. So there's a shoe place in Jeff, Florsheim.
I worked at a machine shop. I was a machinist in college. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I always thought a machine shop would be cool.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Did you actually run a machine?
Yeah, I ran. So I'd do mills and CNCs and drill presses. I got to the point where we were building valves and I more or less had one valve line that I just did everything on. And as long as I was caught up on the orders, they'd left me alone.
Yeah.
And so
What'd you make? What'd you make?
bongs
I figured that
afterwards. But yeah, as long as I was caught up, I was like, hey, they leave me alone. I get my $5 an hour or $7 or whatever the hell it was at the time, and it was good. It kept me busy.
Probably 7-ish.
Yeah, it's probably 7.
God damn, we're old. You're old.
That's crazy. What is the least amount of money you guys ever worked for?
I was minimum
Free.
wage.
Fuck.
Yeah. My parents. That's working for my dad. Yeah. No, like an actual like.
Molding you, damn it.
I'm probably paid to do some shit. To be quite honest.
I don't know. I worked at a chicken joint right out of high school, or when I was in high school. That was my part-time job.
I worked at Ramada Inn in Jeff City.
Yeah.
And I bet that was that was in 94. Well, minimum wage in 94. Look that one up.
Yeah, look that up. I'm gonna grab a beer.
That's what I was
want a
making.
beer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I guarantee I was making minimum wage plunging toilets at 10 o'clock at night.
Weren't we talking about that whenever I went to look for that steam kettle at the... Didn't I tell you about that? It was like zombie.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you went in there, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a freak show.
Yeah. Well, it was a little nicer when it was actually open.
Well, yeah. It was like off a damn zombie movie.
Yeah. It was a pretty old hotel. It was cool. It was a good job for a kid in 94. You know,
What were you doing?
I worked at Ramada Inn. No, I was the main. Well, so I got the job. I was the house boy, so I was loading towels in the carts for the girls when they were cleaning rooms, right? And then I got on with maintenance. So I was a maintenance guy. So I was painting crap, changing light bulbs, and plunging toilets and stuff.
How old were you?
16.
Oh, cool.
So, and my dad actually worked there. I knew the guys, but he didn't work there anymore. So, but they knew who I was. That's probably the reason to hire me. So, mowing grass, stuff like that. And then once we got in school, I'd come in at like right after school and I'd work till 8 or 9, 10 o'clock at night. And, I'd just do whatever needed to be done. And, that old hotel had like drop ceilings in it and stuff. So you'd go in a room and, you'd lift a ceiling tile and there was always nudie magazines and stuff. Because it was back when people had, still bought magazines.
Yeah.
So, a 16-year-old with plenty of porn and like the guys in the kitchen would be like, hey, thanks for helping me. You want some beer? I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, that's a good story.
I bet you can find some beer. Hey, before you go on to that, $4.25.
That was the minimum wage.
$4.20. You think that's what you were making?
Probably. I might have been up to $5
Yeah,
in
that's-
there. Because I remember leaving there and I think a quarter pounder with cheese meal was probably about $5. I was like, I worked an hour to buy this goddamn quarter
In
pounder.
Taco Bell, you actually got a burrito. I mean, you remember how big the food was back then?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we had smaller hands back then. I don't know. But
No, I bet it was bigger back then.
It was.
I
you remember
guarantee it
uptown
was.
Jeff City? They had a Taco Bell buffet. I don't know if you remember that.
You're making shit up.
No,
It never
true
happened.
story. It was uptown.
I don't remember.
What year do you think that was?
Who would be 90, 90-ish?
Look that up. See when Taco Bell got rid of the buffet. Because that had to be before my time. My parents were never into
You
like
might
Mexican
type Jeff
food.
City, see if it comes up. Mid-90s.
Oh, you can eat buffet.
I don't think that's true.
It's true.
Where was it at?
Jeff City, where the subway, I can't remember what building it was, but it's on High Street there.
You're a goddamn.
Someone's saying mid-90s somewhere. I seen that in the comments.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everybody says no. Nope. Didn't happen. Never existed.
No, it's true story. Not Jeff City.
So crazy. Well, I remember
Because we went to Simonson, they had the 8th grade and the 7th grade, and we would get out for homecoming whenever, and all of us would migrate uptown, and you would get in there, and they had one of those. I don't know what the term is. Basically, one of those elevators. You would put your order in, and they would send it up.
like a dumbwaiter.
Oh, dumbwaiter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
True story.
Oh, that's fine.
It may not be on the interwebs.
I still call bullshit, but whatever.
All right.
Well, clearly somebody else remembered it.
It predates the internet, so it won't remember.
That's true.
That's how that works.
Yeah, the internet didn't
Pretty sure.
hit big.
For sure.
That's wild.
It is.
That is wild. I remember when Pizza Hut had their
Oh yeah.
buffet.
Yes. That I believe.
That's when
Sure,
Pizza
I'm
Hut
thinking
was
Pizza
good.
Hut.
No, it was Taco Bell.
Pizza Hut's always been greasy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the only time I ever liked it.
Yeah.
Just because I could get like a massive sack of breadsticks,
The
with
little
sauce.
Yeah. Well, in high school, they're like, hey, I'm 16 and can eat 10 pizzas.
Yeah.
Let's go wherever it's all.
Yeah, you can put whatever in the stomach. It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't matter how good it is.
Those
Yeah.
were the days. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
You know where actually one of my favorite pizza joints is in Lynn.
Which one?
It's
Dave's?
Dave's. Yeah,
Dave's.
Love their pizza.
There's better.
Really?
Nothing against Dave.
Where's the best pizza in
love their wings,
Osage
too.
County? Nate Block?
Winkleman.
My backyard. That's right.
Do you have a brick oven?
Yeah.
Built one. So like he
Didn't
said,
know how to do it.
I'm not afraid to throw a bunch of money at something I don't have a fucking clue about what I'm doing.
Sure.
And I will do it.
That's how the podcast came about.
Yep. It's fun.
He still
Costs you
hasn't-
twice as much, but
I'm still waiting for his best effort, though, so we'll have to keep trying.
I do that.
you hand make the pizzas and everything.
do it all.
It's
the dough and everything?
quite the ordeal. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Then, like, he'll have a party and everybody shows up with ingredients, and then you just kind of throw whatever you want on it. Probably the best one's the one when you do arugula.
Yeah, that's a good damn pizza. No, it's not like I invented that.
What is that?
So you do like you know what arugula is? It's like
Oh, I know.
it's
It's like lettuce.
It's a
Spicy
lettuce, but it's spicy. It's got a nice spiciness to it.
Yeah.
And you make like a cheese pizza with some mushrooms on it, and maybe a little sausage or meat or something too. And then you cook it. You throw the arugula on when it's done, so it's like a salad on top of that pizza, and then you put a little olive oil and some salt.
Yeah, you salt
And
bake
when you
it.
eat it, you're like, "This is the best damn salad I've ever had." I mean, it's good.
It's good.
It is good.
He's got it down, I will say.
Like I said, I didn't invent that, but
Right.
When you're cooking on the brick oven, right, is what
Yeah.
they're called.
yeah.
Does it? How long does it take to cook it? It doesn't take long, does it?
I mean,
10 minutes?
no, I've probably done one in about 30 seconds. If it's real hot,
Yeah.
And that first one, as you go along, it starts taking longer because I start pulling the heat out of those bricks.
Yeah.
And I'll do 15, 20 pizzas in a night sometimes.
It's a good time.
That last one can take 7 or 8 minutes usually.
That's still fast.
That's
for
still
pizza,
pretty
though.
damn fast.
Still damn fast.
Yeah, it almost takes longer to put them together than it does to cook them. Typically.
Right, it's just dough balls, too, so he'll sit there and...
Yeah.
He hasn't done the toss yet.
I've done it. I've done a few. People are like, can you toss? I was like, I can if you like eating dough off the floor.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. And especially as the night goes on. Usually I'm pretty drunk by the time
I'm sure you've tried it in private, and you're like, oh,
no,
I don't
in front of people, too.
I don't worry about I don't worry about embarrassing myself.
Yeah.
If I did, I wouldn't be in a band in front of people.
With me, yeah.
Sure. Well, I do remember I've only had it out of brick oven a couple times, and like I've watched a guy put the pizza in, shove it in, a minute later pulling it back out. I'm like, is that done?
It's bubbling. Just
Now
like
I do
lava
have
hot.
to turn them just because the way I built it. I usually give them a good spin to get it good and even. But
I see. Is it a dome shape?
yeah, I can show you a picture.
Because there's something to the dome, right? That like helps circulate the air.
So
circulate the heat.
there is. So whenever you're building one, you kind of got to think of this. Your door height needs to be about 2/3 the height of the dome height. That's the magic number. So in mine, I made a little tall because I want to be able to, like, I've actually cooked a turkey in there too. So it's kind of a bread oven. Mm-hmm. It's a wood fired oven. It's not necessarily a pizza oven only.
Yeah.
It's like if you get one of those little unis, they got a mouth this wide on them, right?
It's pizza specific.
Pizzas only. But I'll put a whole turkey in the thing.
I see. So that's why you're saying the key is to make one a little bit bigger.
It's medium rare when you eat it, but it's,
No. Well, if you do the turkey, like you put it in, it might be about 500, 600, 700 degrees when you put the turkey in. And in about 15, 20 minutes, it
sucks
looks.
all the heat out of it.
Oh, it looks. No, you open it and you're like, man, that turkey looks perfect. And it's completely raw on the inside. And then what you do is you pop a beer can open, stuff it up the turkey's ass, and then you cover it in foil or whatever. And then it just steams,
Moisture,
right?
yeah.
So really, it's only 212, right? Because that can't get any hotter than that, right? Once you get the steam. Because that's just how steam gets.
moisture's in there.
So then it cooks it in its steam, but the outside still looks real good. And then right at the end, you just pop it open, and it just makes a damn good turkey.
Huh.
So,
How long it take?
depends on how big the turkey is.
Yeah, true.
What's a car cost? I don't know. What car?
Well, how'd you figure it out though? How'd you figure out, like, did you mess some turkeys up?
No.
Really?
I just put the first one I put in there. Like I said, I was like, man, I know it's hot as hell in there. I need to check it. And I looked at it, I was like, that's looking pretty done. I was like, I think it's time to cover it. So, and the thing is, once you cover it and put that beer in there or whatever, like steam.
You were planning on doing that from the
Yeah, I kind of had a plan. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I see.
Watch
I
some
see.
YouTube videos on that? How'd you find that idea? I never heard anybody doing that.
I don't know. I just came up with it.
Just brilliant.
Let's see here.
But yours doesn't have a door on the front of it?
Yeah, but I don't use the door unless I'm baking bread. So if you're baking bread, you fire it, you clean everything out. If you're doing pizzas, you got a fire in the back.
Yes.
And you got a fire going the whole time. And then if you're doing bread or a turkey, I'll clean all the coals out. And then I'll put the door on, let it kind of equalize, then you pop it off and load it up with your baguettes or your turkey or whatever, and then you bake it and you pull them back out. So
I see.
Yeah.
I would like to have one. I think it'd be fun. I think it would just like it's summertime. I'm grilling every weekend.
Yeah.
I just got myself like a big deep fryer. Like I think something like that would be awesome to have. I've never smoked meat either.
What deep fry did you get? You get one of those Cajun ones or whatever? My buddy just
Will you try to
bought
find which
it's
one
like
we got?
The Cajun one. It's like 4.5 gallons or something.
Look that up. I bet so.
Spectacular.
I bet it is something like that.
So you ever been to like Lutz's barbecue, right? With the, how they got the chips, like the spiral cut chips.
What is it called?
Lutz's.
Where's that
in
at?
Jeff City.
It's in Jeff City. So you get this thing,
Milo's.
you put a potato in there, and it just makes like a continuous spiral cut potato chip, and I bought one of those. So I did that at the Rich Fountain Sesquiquinquentennial they had, right?
Okay.
And I sold potatoes. I sold 250 pounds of fried potatoes that day.
Holy
Just on a
cow.
whim.
You know how long it takes to fry that many potatoes? About 10 and a half hours, apparently.
Made a killing.
Yeah, so
I made like 300.
yeah, it is one of the Cajun fryers. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
So here you go. There's a,
Oh wow, yeah, the
so
thing's
obviously
sweet.
one side's just a big fireplace, and
Yeah.
then you got the little pizza oven on the side. But then, like I said, just set a door up in there, and
What's below it?
that's just wood storage.
Okay, I see.
No purpose, really.
No, just keep some wood dry.
Aesthetics.
And it's always empty. And my kids are always, why don't you feel that? I said, because I like burning wood too much, and I just get lazy.
And then that's just a normal hood you got for the top?
I built that. It's a copper.
Okay.
Built it out of copper.
Sure. True HVAC.
There's one cooking in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I want to get one. But you say you actually
Pictures, my
made this?
Yeah. I get,
You drink a beer.
yeah. There's a lot.
I mean, it's just a metal square hole, right?
What's that?
Just
How'd you make the dome?
because it's not rounded, is it?
No, the
It's like a cube.
actually, I've got a picture of the top of it. It is so, and I redid that door. Hold on, because my buddy was building one, and he wanted some pictures. So
Is there a need for the dome shape? Or
Not
can you have it as a
really.
cube?
I mean, the inside is domed. The inside of the oven is. The door is not. It's flat. Actually, it's arched now. So this is what happens when you build and don't know what you're doing. You saw that picture had it flat, and it was starting to droop on me. So I tore it all apart after one of our pizza parties.
What was starting to droop?
I had a metal lintel in there that holds those bricks up, and it was rusting because it gets so hot. And stuff. And so the bricks were starting to kind of droop down a little. So I just ripped it all apart and actually put a good brick arch in there.
Do you have a keystone?
I did it on the new one.
Nice.
So you said you arched the bottom?
No, the top of the door.
top. So
yeah.
The entrance, or
Yeah, because you see it's just flat.
Oh,
there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but the inside of the dome is
Yeah, what'd you use for that?
I
Got
just
a pre-made something?
I just built a thing out of wood, and I'd stick it in there, and then I put a couple wedges, and they'd hold the bricks up. You do a course of brick, and then you wait till it dried and pull it, and then you do another one, and then
I
you
see.
pull it and do another one.
I see.
Yeah,
Ryan Ben can build you one.
Yeah, I know.
Build like 3.
Has he really? That'd be cool. Yeah, we got a friend that does masonry work.
Oh, there you go.
I don't do that kind of stuff.
I did a
I
mobile
know.
one too for a buddy for going to camp.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Seen that thing?
Who did that?
I did.
No, I mean, what camp?
It's
Is it band camp?
Yeah, we're gonna take the band camp.
Is that half a barrel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 2 barrels. There's a 35-gallon drum and a 55-gallon drum. Oh, that's my dog dressed up as a banana. Hold on. But yeah. Like I said, and then I put some clay in between them, and then that's the insulation. It works good.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll see the
I
other.
want to try one. The only thing with them is my friend that has one, when he was doing it, the top cooked a lot faster than the actual dough. And I do remember the dough was a little soft. And the pizza was good, but I was like,
What's he making it out of? Bottom line, you got to use good fire brick. And you got to make sure you got not the insulating fire brick. So there's 2 kinds of fire brick. One of them softer and insulates, and one of them holds heat. And you want to get the one that holds the heat.
I see. So it actually cooks the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I would say he had his professionally made,
It's
which
probably,
I don't know what professionally made means.
Well, I've built 2, so I pretty much know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you're pretty much a professional.
If anybody's got questions, just give me my number.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
But that was one thing I do remember about it. I was like, but he was making them all day. Like you said, you make like 15 in a day.
Yeah.
I feel like he was doing the same thing. It was towards the end of the batch, and he was just probably like,
it's hard to keep that heat in there if you're doing them one after another like that. Mm-hmm. So, because normally whenever you build that fire, you'll have the coals over the whole bed, and then you push it back, so you got a real hot place to start. And so those first ones really go.
I see. So yeah, it's hot. It's super hot inside the dome, but the brick might not be as hot because the fire's not directly on top of it anymore.
Yeah, and you've got it radiating down, but you've got that pizza.
You don't need that anymore.
As you keep making those pizzas, it's pulling that heat out of that base.
Yeah,
is what happens. So,
I see.
And I've done that. Like, you get to that last 15th or whatever one, and you're like, I go to mess with it, and I just fold it up into a calzone. Like,
Everybody's full anyway.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a good time. It's fun.
Very good time.
Fun parties.
Need the weather to warm up. Do another. Or?
You can do it in this. I've done it. You don't want to do it in the teens. It starts getting to be like, this just isn't quite as much fun.
Yeah, I don't do much grilling in the winter.
30s is okay.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to get out there and just.
Well, and if nobody else wants to sit out there, then I'm just the guy sitting there cooking pizzas for everybody, freeze my ass off, and I'm like,
everybody's looking out the window. You about done yet, Jeff?
Is food done?
You come out here and cook.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get bitter.
That's the one problem in Missouri for sure.
Yeah.
The long winters.
Correct.
Yeah. February, March. Sometimes April.
What I started I've been just taking a vacation mid-winter now just to break it up. Go
So you
somewhere
went
warm.
to the Hawaiian Islands, huh?
Yeah. And the only reason I had the opportunity was I ended up buying a Chase credit card, one like Southwest flight cards. Mm-hmm. And through my business, I just started running everything through it and ended up, I've just been racking points up with it because I had to spend the money anyway.
Yeah.
And Southwest had this 50% off sale. Hawaii, so I earned enough points that I can have a companion go with me for free. So the girlfriend flies everywhere with me now for free.
So you made her pay and then you went for free.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Good.
I got some more points off it.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'll buy your ticket though. Just reimburse me.
It's not a cheap ticket though.
no,
It's 7 or plus.
it was like if it wasn't 50% off, it would have been about $650,
Yeah.
600 and something
My in-laws go there every year.
That's
We
not
went
terrible.
in about
one way.
2000. Yeah.
That's starting to get worse.
Yeah, and
It's a good trip. What island did you guys go to?
we went to Maui,
Okay.
and we actually because we never been. All I know is it's Hawaii. I didn't even know the islands. I knew nothing about them. It's kind of one of those things that's so far away that I just didn't think I'd ever go.
Yeah.
And
That flight sucks.
oh yeah, have you been?
Yeah.
You
You
been?
transferred to LA then? Or did you take a hop in LA?
We transferred in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
How
Phoenix.
far is the Hawaii flight? I don't even know. 7 hours, isn't it?
Oh, longer than that.
Really?
Longer than that.
we
It was
stayed-
6 hours from Phoenix.
I went to
did the Big
Japan. That's like a
Islands, so it might be-
20-some hour flight. I don't even want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
What'd you do in Japan?
Hookers.
my first job out of college, I set up lathes more or less that made rubber rollers, and there's like 3 companies, well, maybe 2, in the world that sell those things. So I was working at Kansas City, and I'd set them up, so they'd sell them, and I'd go set them up. And I was like a 19-year-old kid going
to Japan.
setting these up. You get into these places, you got guys that have been doing these things, building rubber rollers for years on, they do it with laying up a sheet of it, and they put it on there. And I come in, some 19-year-old kid with a couple $100,000 of equipment, and they hated me because they're like, you're going to steal my job. I'm like, that's pretty much, you better get on board, motherfucker. So, because this thing costs them a lot of money. They're not going to not use it.
Right.
And so I'd go set them up, and they'll hate me. And the owners loved it because it was good stuff. But so I'd go there for
You're
a
pretty
week.
lonely in Japan, huh?
Well, so you ever been to Japan?
No.
I would love to go.
They drink. And I was 19, I could drink. Oh yeah. So we'd go out, they're like, what do you want to do? I was like, we're in Japan. I want to go get karaoke. I want to go karaoke, right? So we'd go and we would get plowed. And I don't know how those guys must have taken naps during the day, because I swear
Well, you're doing they're taking their jobs.
I know. Well, these were the owners. I was
no
the
kidding.
guys in the plant. But we'd come in there, we'd have our little meeting in the morning, drink our green tea, And I'm like, man, I feel like shit. And then I'd work all day, and they're like, all right, where are we going to go tonight? I'm like, wherever you guys want to do, you know. By the end of it, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm going home because I can't keep up with these. And they were old guys. I mean, they must, I don't know. They got to figure it out because I sure
it's already hard.
Yeah.
These are the owner of the plant over in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, it was Japan. I went all places. Luxembourg, Japan, Mexico, Canada.
You just went to Japan for a week?
Yeah, I think it was a week there. Luxembourg was like 2 weeks. That was a place.
Sightseeing, or could you get out of the plant at all?
So, well, I mean, I got to see the inside of the plants.
Oh, nice.
And some karaoke bars.
Look like American plants?
Yeah, they all just smelled like rubber. Luxembourg, I was
You
there
didn't
for
get to
2
do
weeks.
sightseeing, though.
In Luxembourg, I did.
Okay.
I was there for 2 weeks, and I got Sunday off.
Oh,
so we went
man.
and drove all the way around Luxembourg, which is roughly the size of Rhode Island. So you can kind of do that in a day.
Where's Luxembourg at?
You got France, Germany, and Belgium, right? France is actually here. Belgium's up here. Yeah, depending on where you're looking. And then Luxembourg's right in the middle. It's about this big. And, I was there for a couple weeks. I actually got into Germany because I was driving around. I accidentally crossed a bridge.
Wrong turn it out.
Shit, I'm in Germany. We got to go back.
Well, yeah, everything there's just drivable distance.
Yeah. So it was cool. So like I said, went and drove around, saw some castles. And
That's cool.
It's good. It was a
You
good
lived.
time. I did. I got to
Joined the military.
It's kind of, that's the best way to do it. When you're young, you should get out of school. And that's what I keep telling all these kids. I said, get out, find a job, travel, let somebody else pay for it. The only thing is now when my wife's like, I want to go here. I'm like, yeah, but I pay for it. And then if you're like, your flight's delayed, you're like, I
gotta pay for it.
It's eating into my vacation or, I'm not going to be back for work. Where if you do it for work, it's like, I don't give a shit.
Well, that's the remote
Get
work.
paid by the hour.
Yeah. Or, they lose your luggage. Like, I'm buying underwear and you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm here for work.
The whole remote working, it's changed a lot, though. People
Yeah.
are able to do stuff like that and get some out.
Yeah.
and call
Yeah,
it
because they can just go to the beach and work on their laptop.
Yeah.
I've never done a job like that.
Nah.
But it sounds cool.
I couldn't do the homework.
I tell you what, every job sucks.
Every job I've ever done is pretty terrible.
I'm gonna quit this job and get one of those blow jobs. Everybody seems like something.
I heard they pay well.
Oh, it's a great story. So me and my buddy have had that. We've been saying that since high school. And I was like, God damn it, it's just funny every time you say it. And he texted me something the other day, and it was a real job, and it was a traveling mammographer. So you do mammograms.
Oh my God.
I was like, he goes, it's not quite a blowjob, but it's a pretty good start. And I'm like, I said, I was like, interviewer, what are your qualifications? Me, I like squeezing boobs. Interviewer, you're hired. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it paid pretty good too. It was like 50 something an hour or something.
Probably have to have some schooling, Jeff.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not just,
And you probably can't be drooling during the interview either.
I'd probably get fired real quick. Yeah. I'll just keep looking for that blowjob.
Yeah.
I agree on the traveling thing. Do it while you're young. See the world.
I was too naive back in the day.
I was too. I was too broke.
Well,
I was just worried about making
but
money.
are you really broke?
Get a job when you're young and not married that pays you to travel.
Right.
And then, sure, you got to work, but you're getting paid. You get to see stuff. They pay for it. And then you quit doing that and you settle down.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's kind of what got me out of it. I was actually, I don't remember where I was, Milwaukee. It doesn't really matter. I was not home. And my wife called me. She worked at a bank in downtown Kansas City. And she's like, hey, so I got robbed at gunpoint today at the bank.
Ouch.
Can you come home? I'm like, I mean, I kind of just got here. And it sounds like they didn't shoot you.
Yeah. Sounds like you
And
did
she
all right.
kind of didn't like that. And so, I mean, it worked out. We're married. But, at the time, she was just my girlfriend. And that could have probably gone a different way. You know?
That's a bad deal.
So, yeah.
Well, I just started realizing how much I really enjoy traveling and seeing the world. And like right now I don't have kids. And that's what I realized.
That's why you enjoy it. Have kids and try traveling. You'll be like, God, this sucks.
I don't think I could do a plane with a kid.
Bad.
Yeah, it's different.
Experiences.
Well, every time I get on a plane with a kid, it's usually the worst experience.
Well, and that so kind of
Is
goes.
his name Jeffrey?
Thank you. So like the whole band thing, part of why when you got young kids, you don't have time for that. But mine are starting to get old enough where they don't really want to talk to me anymore.
Sure. That's kind of weird. It's just stages.
And it's just kind of worked out to where was a good time to
Start a band.
do something that I want to do instead of living for them. That's
Yeah.
kind of where it came from.
We're over that hump. Both ours are driving, working, self-sufficient. So it's quite a hump.
I think that's how I'm going to be. Because I feel like you see two types of people, either the ones that just come home and do nothing, or the ones that can't come home and just do nothing. So they got to do something. So start a band, start a business, they got to do something.
Yeah,
Right?
I can't just sit on the couch because then my wife's like, "Why are you just sitting around doing nothing?"
That wall looks like it needs painting.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to be careful of that. So it's like, oh, I'm writing a song, baby.
I'm writing a song.
About painting walls.
Yeah,
It might be eventually.
write that down. You know where that's going. That's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Where's the craziest place you guys ever traveled? You've been to Hawaii. Is that your favorite place?
No, I don't know the craziest place I ever traveled to. I don't know. I'm not like a world traveler or nothing like that.
Craziest how?
Hawaii's the farthest you've been? You've been in another country?
No, well, we went to Dominican. I don't know how much. That's not as far. I don't know. Yeah, Hawaii's probably the furthest trip.
Whatever.
I'll give you my craziest traveling story. Mexico. So you land in San Diego, right? And I was going down to Tijuana. We're going to Ensenada, actually, right? Ensenada's like where they filmed Titanic.
You been to Mexico before?
Yeah, a couple times.
And so they picked me up, and we're in a Mercedes. I don't know. And they're driving.
Is this your factory?
From where? Where you?
From San Diego.
Is this your factory gig?
Yeah. And we're in the roundabout in Tijuana, and we get rear-ended. Not hard, but a little bump.
Right.
Now, if I was driving a Mercedes, would I get out and look at it? Yeah, I'd go.
They didn't.
Oh, hell no. He just goes, and we kept going. And then when we were leaving there, they just put me in a car with two guys. Like I said, I was 19, had a couple buddies in the Navy that were in San Diego. But we're coming back, and we're coming back across the border. And it's just two guys from the factory that, I don't know, they're going to see family. I don't know, pick up drugs. I don't know, running drugs. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just in the car. I'm in the back seat, and the border agent's like, hey, where you guys going, blah, blah, blah. But he's speaking Spanish to them. And they're like, blah, what? I don't know what they said because I don't speak Spanish very well.
Manana.
And he's like, says something to me. I was like, I don't really speak Spanish. He goes, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. They're giving me a ride to the airport. I've been working down there. And they're like, he goes, you don't speak Spanish? No. Those guys, he goes, you all speaking English? I was like, no. He's like, what are you guys doing together? I'm like, oh shit. So fucked. I was like, man, here's my passport.
Your mule.
I'm just trying to get to that airport right there. It was fine.
You didn't get in no trouble?
I know it went pretty good, but I was pretty scared for a minute. But that's the craziest.
Yeah, I've been statewide besides Dominican, Mexico, and I guess Hawaii's overseas.
What'd you think of Hawaii when you went?
It was cool.
Yeah.
So my wife's aunt
You
has.
said you went to Big Island, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're in Kona. They've got a place and they've had it there for years.
The place.
But Kona, huh?
I should go visit.
Well,
know this. We should go.
they go for like 3 or 4. They're at the point now. They go for like my in-laws go too, and they'll stay for like 3 or 4 weeks at a time.
I feel like if you're going, you got to.
Big Island's cool. 'cause
At least 2
it's
weeks.
like
Especially if you got a place. I mean,
Yeah.
4 or 5 different climates on one island. Like you got desert, you drive around here, you go North Island. It's like a tropical rainforest, and we were on the lower end of it. But it was a good week and a half trip that we did, and it was cool. It's not. You don't have a lot of the white sand beaches or anything like that where you can just go swim because there's a lot of lava rock and stuff.
Yeah.
You had to drive to a lot of the beaches, but it was cool.
That was my only thing was we went for 7 days, but basically the day there is traveling, all travel, day back's all travel. So you really only get 5
The
days.
time adjustment.
Going there, yeah, it is a big time adjustment, but going there, we left 6 a.m. here and we got there at 1
In the afternoon.
in the afternoon because they're 4 hours difference, but it was like,
coming home though.
Yeah.
yeah, we left at 6 a.m. there and got home at 10 here.
Right.
And it's faster because you're traveling with the
Jet stream.
jet stream. So it was shorter, but still it was a full day.
Yeah.
Over 12 hours
Yeah.
of time.
That was,
Well, I guess we left 6 a.m. their time and got back 10 a.m. our time. It was long. It was a very long day.
Yeah.
it's a cool place. So. I
It's
wish we
cool.
would have went to like Pearl Harbor and stuff like that. We just couldn't cram it in.
We actually flew in on Pearl Harbor.
Oh, really?
The anniversary of Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It was kind of like one of those.
Surreal.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, we went to Maui,
Right.
So it wasn't the same island, but yeah, it was kind of neat. It was just like one of those things like in the back of your head.
Well, the
like,
weirdest thing when we were there, this is wild. So they were in like a multiplex is one of their rentals they had at that time. And there was a younger Japanese couple out there, and we were kind of out in a common area where you could grill and stuff. So we're sitting there grilling, and I just kind of tried to do the
make conversation.
They didn't speak much English, and I was kind of like, I didn't even think about it, but I was like, we were talking about going to Pearl Harbor, and I mean, their demeanor just flipped like that. They started apologizing to me, and I'm like, why are you apologizing?
Yeah.
But they was that deep to them, what
They've probably been ripped into.
Yeah, but just the way the turn of events, obviously,
Yeah.
back in that time. But it just kind of took me aback. I'm like, why? You don't have to apologize.
Yeah, I could see that. We actually,
It was wild.
I feel like there's a lot of the Japanese or Polynesian people in.
Oh yeah,
Hawaii.
It's so close.
It's probably just as close to
Is it really?
Well, when you look at a map, it
Geographically.
shows Hawaii here and Japan here, which means they're right here.
Yeah, I think they are.
Like, how far of a flight is it?
I mean, it's like not very far. So you find Hawaii there. Japan's way the hell over there, right?
Yeah.
So it's
probably about the
like
same,
it's like less than driving from here to Kansas. You know what I'm saying?
You should look that up, Ariel.
It's
How long of
pretty,
a flight is that?
it's pretty close.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, you don't think about it because
We always lay the map out or
Oh no,
globe
it's
out
the
like
same. It's about comparable from where you all flying from Phoenix.
Okay, well, that's not bad at all then.
No, so but
what I'm
they're
saying. It's
it's the vacation
like
spot.
you think it's way over there and Hawaii's way over here, but that's not how it works.
Close.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like sometimes when you fly, you see snow because you're flying kind of over the North Pole-ish to get places because it's
Sure.
closer.
Yeah.
So if you were to fly to Japan, would you fly to California,
Yeah.
switch, and then fly out?
I don't remember. I think I did. I think I did fly out of LAX to go to Japan.
Because one of my workers, she went to South Korea, which is just adjacent from it, right? Just
Yeah.
adjacent from it.
Yeah.
But she went to what's the one in New York?
LaGuardia.
No, not that one. Or maybe it's not New York.
There's another one too.
The big one, JFK.
JFK.
There's-
And I might have flown out, and I don't remember. I traveled so much back then.
What's that flight look like?
There,
JFK to. I thought she said it was 12 hours.
Flew from JFK to Korea.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
all
I
I
could
know,
be wrong.
my mind was mush back then. There was times people would call me because I traveled like every week sometimes, and like I had a guy call me and he's like, "Yeah, you were here 2 weeks ago." I was like, "I don't
hours
think I've ever been there,"
Seoul.
but I'm pretty sure he probably knew.
Yeah,
Better.
it was Seoul.
Nonstop. Wow.
So what is it? 15?
I guess you can't stop in the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of stops.
15
All
hours.
over.
I think that's what she did though.
Wow.
That's the only reason I wouldn't go is because of the flights. Crazy
won't?
expensive.
Oh.
No, I don't care about the. I mean, it does
one way,
suck.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's one way. Yeah. Huh?
I've been on a 15-hour flight.
Yeah.
Boo.
Well, she was in the Air Force, so
Oh.
you went to. It was like Saudi Arabia, right?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Bless you.
Yeah, which is crazy. But I would love to go. I just can't. I just don't know where people find that money.
Yeah.
be
Well,
able to
it's
pay
not
for
like when
trips.
you get there, you got to pay for some place to stay.
Right.
And
They got B&Bs,
I
Airbnbs,
don't know what.
Oh, they got to.
VRBO.
They had to have something like that there.
That's why I said let the job pay for it.
That's right. Get you another.
Yeah, but you
jet.
don't get to do like. If I'm going to Japan, I want to see the culture.
I will tell you. So at the end of it, so this was the weird thing. They do it weird, right? They didn't buy that machine. So the guy, we had an agent over there who actually paid to get it there. And I didn't know all this until I got there. And he's like, he tells me, like, today's really important because they haven't bought this yet. I'm like, what? That's no stress for a
gotta sell it?
19-year-old kid. Yeah. He's like, it needs to work well. You know, I'm like,
So that's where you got your sales skills.
well, no, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, okay. So at the end of it all, they're like, we will purchase this, you know, and they're all happy. And I'm like, And so we went to this. It was like the business club of wherever the hell I was at in Japan. I don't even remember what island I was on, to be quite honest. But and this place was like, I mean, a huge mansion, and we had like this 7-course meal where, like, I mean, just crazy koi ponds, and I mean, it was a cool damn place, and it's not like people just get to go there. So I did get to see some cool.
You got some
stuff.
experiences.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff. Nice. It wasn't all rubber factories, and I mean rubber rollers, not condoms.
Right. Well, whatever you're into, Jeff.
What do you got?
I just think I never was into Japan, but now I think it's like on top of my bucket list of places to go.
It's a good place. Just the people there it's nice.
That's what they say. Everybody there is extremely nice. Like, they're grateful to have you there. Yeah. Like, when you come visit, they say they keep it very clean. Yep. Very on top of like technology, obviously. Yep. But
I will tell you, cool, you'll stay in a Western style hotel, right? And the bed will be about yay wide, and I don't know how tall you are, but it's definitely shorter than that.
Feet hanging off.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do well with that.
Yeah, that's what they got.
That's all they have, you think?
The one I mean, and that's what they call the Western style. And the bathroom it was built like an insert. Like, the whole bathroom was all like molded plastic. Like, the whole thing was like, it was like a shower, but it had the toilet and everything. It was all just insert. It was weird.
That is weird. That is very weird.
And they use different toilets.
Toilet and everything? Yeah, they do.
They use the squatty things. But so, and they were real concerned with me having to use those. I didn't get to use one the whole time.
Well, you sit down anyways.
Yeah, I don't really care. But I like being in the culture when you're there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, if I'd have win, I wouldn't know what I was doing. Right. But
Japanese toilets. Let's see these things.
Yeah, they look like a little trough, and you stand on both sides and you just squat. And, really? And so, like, we went to this karaoke club. No, those aren't them. And
there you go.
Yeah, third picture.
Yeah, that one on the floor. That very last one with the tile over on the far side there.
What the hell?
Yep.
And you squat.
Yeah, everybody uses this thing there.
Yeah, it's like I guess. Yeah,
you don't have to worry about the lid.
So I walked by the bathroom, and they're like, they wouldn't let me go in that one. They made me go in the other one that had actual toilets because they knew I wasn't married. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to see this stuff.
I would not know what to do with that. I'd piss in it, obviously, but I don't. How do you poop in that thing?
You just squat and drop, man.
You gotta have some good leg muscles.
but then when you come out, like, there's a girl standing there with a hot towel, and she's like, "Oh, you need a hot towel?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I want a hot towel."
Hands dirty.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a crazy looking toilet there.
It is interesting.
Good stuff.
So why that?
Yeah, no joke.
How they did it?
I don't know. Why do we have one to sit on? I don't know.
We're lazy.
Why is the sky blue?
I feel like ours makes pretty good sense. The bidet makes even more sense to me.
I mean, I love a bidet.
Yeah.
You got a bidet?
I don't have one.
I put one in.
I've heard they're life changing.
Yeah.
If you don't, you use one once, you'll be like,
so the one there in the middle.
There you go.
There ain't no way I'm squatting the poop.
See, and it's got the hood so you don't pee all over the floor. It's perfect.
There's
got bars to hold on to.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That is very interesting.
No, if you don't have a bidet, you should get one.
Everybody says they're life changing. I actually bought one. So we have we do like not a Secret Santa, what's the gift exchange?
Yeah, white elephant.
White elephant. Yeah. We did a white elephant. I bought a bidet, hoping that I would end up with the bidet.
Oh yeah, always bring something you can go home with.
Yes, yep. that's my thing.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Damn. Someone else got it, and they're like, "Oh, I want this."
Bastards.
Yeah.
We'll bring another one next year.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't go. I just buy one. Like, I'm at home. I'm putting my bidet in. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Well, there's some people that are just totally against them. Totally against them. But
well, I'm against those people.
Yeah.
So they just don't know. They're uncultured.
Uncouth.
Yeah.
I'm down for one. I'm down for it.
I've heard it's life changing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like overweight.
Oh yeah.
I'm not, but.
What about heated? You got a heated toilet seat?
No, screw all that stuff.
I
like the cold water.
Doesn't it?
You eat something spicy.
No, the water is not warm.
You can.
No, you can.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the seat. They have heated toilet seats too.
I don't sit there and
crap. No, not necessary.
Yeah, you say it until you get it. That's what everybody says about the bidet.
You know what? I was the same. I know what you're saying. Because like my first time I got heated mirrors on a truck, I'm like, this is dumb. Mm-hmm. Why do you need heated mirrors? And then you leave it out and it's all I'm like, oh,
that's why.
That's pretty goddamn handy.
Yeah. So, why haven't they come out with a heated windshield yet?
They do.
got
Well,
the
the
big
rear one.
exhaust.
The rear one.
Well, yeah, I
You
guess.
can't put the heater in
lines
there.
in, yeah.
It's
I guess they got the
DOT
defroster. I
problem.
guess yeah, they're right. That works well. I just feel like that's one of my biggest pet peeves is just having to come out and scrape my windshield in the morning.
like your
I
garage.
hate that. Yeah, I know.
I still don't have one.
What, a garage?
Well, I got a shed, but
I got a garage, but it's full of junk, so I can't ever get stuff in it. I actually had, so I was planning on getting I'm planning on making this table bigger. That's why it's farther away from that, so it can be more accommodating for more guests. And it's probably another foot on each end, a 2 foot total, and then about another foot wide. So it's quite a bit bigger. And I started it, but I just never did finish it.
Yeah.
I was wanting to have it for you guys when you guys came on, but
This is perfectly fine.
Yeah, this-
perfectly acceptable.
yeah. Well, with 2 people, but with 3 people,
Thank God Andy's not
putting
here.
Andy down here.
Yeah.
yeah, it would have been a little tight.
He's head of the
It
table.
would have been a little tight. So that's just, and especially because I have all this stuff on the table too.
need
It can
to
get
declutter
crowded.
We miss you, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy, next time you're coming on the podcast.
We won't be invited back.
It ain't over
I'll make
yet.
sure of that.
Well, what's up with the salsa? I want to
Okay,
know
so
about
that-
the salsa.
you were talking about-
Let me grab a beer and then.
Let's
You should get a couple beers.
take a little break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome. So how long you been at Lynn Tech now?
I started last fall, so it's only been I've got a whole semester under my belt. I've never taught before. Don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Sure. It's just learning as you go kind
They're
of thing.
getting a great education.
And you were saying that it's less pay, but you do get a month off for Christmas, right?
Only about 2 weeks.
Are you working right now?
Yeah, we just started back today. Was my first day back.
Oh, dang.
So all I did is read syllabuses and hey, whatever. So that wasn't too bad.
But then you get all summer off too, right?
Well, no, I don't, because I'm the department chair, so I am a 12-month employee. But the summer is internships, so really all I got to do during the summer is take care of internship stuff, just making sure that, like an assignment a week, like, hey, just turn this in, just internship, babysitting kind of.
Nice. So it's pretty relaxed.
Pretty laid back.
Pretty relaxed. Don't they have? I mean, some classes go all summer too, don't they?
Not in some programs do. Like I think some of the heavy equipment and stuff does.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't a nursing program do it too now?
they might. Yeah. They may get enough in there that they have to.
Because it's wild. That town's just.
Yeah. It's
Blowing up.
ridiculous.
I don't go through a ton, but I went through today. I had to go to Holt Summit, and they just built all those new
Oh, the apartments. Yeah.
apartments.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah, no, I guess the schools decided that they'll put money towards buildings and stuff instead of apartments and let, whoever's building.
Investors come in and build them. Yeah, well, the school's building some crazy stuff too.
They are. They're building an amphitheater at the country club. Did you know that?
No.
Dude,
I just
that
thought
country club's crazy as well.
it is. Yeah, it's definitely different than it used to be. Like my brother used to be the president of it before Lynn Tech owned it, right? Because it was just like, it wasn't,
Same location?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same country club.
Rickety clubhouse.
But it was, and the thing was, it was a community-owned nonprofit is really what it was. And I don't know, he got on the board and another buddy was the groundskeeper out there. And like he'd call, and I'd go by there after work and he's like, hey, we got armadillo been digging up on green number 3. We need to do some armadillo hunting tonight. So we'd all get on golf carts with headlights and shotguns and 22s, and we'd drive around the golf course drunk, shooting skunks and
Armadillos.
whatever's
Sounds like a good
digging,
Right.
And pretty much about as good a time as you can have on a golf course. I think.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, I mean, golfing's okay, but that was really
Yeah, don't compare.
No, it's nice. It's nice. We
Yeah, they
probably frowned upon these days.
Yeah.
Probably don't get to go
Certainly.
doing that.
certainly.
And it's funny because, back then it was like him and another guy doing all the groundskeeping. Now you go out there, they got like 20 kids on each hole because they got their groundskeeping.
and nice equipment.
Yeah,
Is,
good
is that
equipment.
what it is? Is the kids from the school
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
That was
because
part
they've
of
got a grounds
Turf.
program.
Yeah, the turf
grounds and
program.
yeah.
cool?
I mean,
So
it works.
it's a
good.
win-win. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a win-win.
Yep.
It's pretty bougie.
It is.
Yeah, they had a New Year's Eve thing there with doing pianos and full meal.
This is at the country club.
Yeah, Tech, right? That where we're at.
Yeah.
It was the upper. Yeah, it's
Osage
View. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is what it's called.
That's what they're calling it now.
Because they got the country club thing and the actual golf course, and then they had the driving range
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's almost-
That's what you're talking about, the country club.
yeah.
The driving range
There's
is just another building.
They had
up
it
there.
upstairs. There's 2 levels, so they have like a banquet room upstairs.
I see.
So it's basically $75 prime rib.
Well, and they got a movie theater in there.
Yeah, the
They got
mini
a
bowling. What is
little
that called?
Duck pin bowling.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah. We did that, and we just went to Philly or Cleveland.
Did you like it? Was it fun?
Cleveland?
I mean, no, the duck pin
Oh.
bowling.
It was okay.
Cleveland sucks. I've been to Cleveland.
yeah, I've seen a show.
It
Cleveland
was
rocks.
it was fun to play around
What they
with.
say, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's pretty bougie. It's pretty nice.
Especially for a small country town.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No, yeah, for
Well, you got
definitely different than it was. For
give them
sure.
tech kids something to do.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it's on a county road, right? A gravel road.
It's paved now.
Paved now.
They
Yeah.
just paved
Really?
it. They
Just
paved
paved
it. They were actually paving it the day of the Christmas party because we had a Christmas party there, and it was
I liked it when it was gravel.
Yeah,
That
Gave it
might be the country boy.
Gave it that
Yeah.
appeal.
Yeah.
well, it's paved now. I'm sorry, you may not want to go back.
Yeah. It's too nice for me anymore.
You'd just be like,
No, it's just crazy because it was on a county road, and you know, there's dust in the air flying everywhere, and you're pulling up on it, and it's lit up. Because I went to the driving range, and
yeah.
Oh,
we
it's
just checked out the country club.
That driving, you went to the new driving range?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's pretty. It's
it's
a good
nice.
time.
It's got the whole digital.
Yeah, they got the Top Golf,
Yeah.
Tracer
Yeah.
Golf, or whatever
Yeah.
the hell it's called.
Yeah,
Top
it's
Tracer.
It's neat.
it beats having to drive to Chesterfield
Yeah,
to go to Top Golf.
Oh,
up there.
fun.
Yeah.
And it's pretty reasonable price.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say I don't even know.
I went out there. They did a thing for like cancer benefit for one of my friends that had cancer, and we went out there, and I'd never done it before. And a lot of the people out there weren't big golfers, and we did our 2 hours or whatever the heck it was, and we ended up buying another bucket or so of balls and hung out there for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, because did they sell?
And then we
beer?
go into my house and
They sold beer. Did
oh
you-
yeah, there was
Yeah.
beer. We had beers and stuff, and
yeah, you can buy mixed drinks, beer.
yeah, no, it's pretty good. Pretty good little
Whatever.
stuff. Good time.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. And
And
it's
we went
close.
to my house and got drunk because it was just.
Did you make pizza?
No, damn. I mean, just
You guys golf at all?
I like to go about once a year to remember why I'm not a good golfer.
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, I
My
recently just got into
son
it.
started playing. He wants to
Yeah.
play in high school, and so I try to facilitate that. And
Yes,
go
that's a good
along.
time to start.
It's fun. I like it, but it's a time drain. I mean, it's one of those things like if I got you're looking at 4 to 6 hours for
Easy,
a round of
yeah.
golf, right? You know, and if I
18
got-
holes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe more.
Yeah.
Depending on how you're doing it and how backed up it is. So,
18 holes, yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say that.
day.
and when I had kids,
You wouldn't
that were
think
young,
it would be, though.
It just seems like I could be productive doing something else. Or should be doing
Writing
something
songs,
else more
sir.
productive. Yeah,
No, I agree. It's a good time waste.
but it's fun. I mean, I do it.
When the weather's nice and I just have some free time, it's relaxing. I used to go to the gym. Like, the gym was my relaxing place. I'd go clear my head for an hour. But now that I own a gym,
You wanna
don't
get
really,
out of the gym.
Yeah, you don't really get
time
that.
to leave.
Yes, so
sick of messing with towels.
well, we don't have towels, and mine's pretty relaxed. I have a guy there that helps me out, but it's hard to get just a good solid hour in to myself because you get people coming up talking to you, or maybe they need to renew their membership or buy some product or something. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Swipe the card.
yeah. So now, like, it's nice to be able to just. I need my own time.
Yeah.
So like in the summer, it's nice just to go out and golf, and I'll listen to a podcast, and
Oh, yeah.
sometimes I'll walk 9 holes just for a little bit of exercise too.
If it makes you feel any better, I'd never listen to a podcast
Golfing.
ever
Oh,
until
Clayton.
Clayton's, because he's like, hey, we're going on there. I was like, I should probably listen to a podcast and see what the hell I'm getting. I'm kind of old. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, I'm surprised you never listen to podcasts. It's crazy.
I catch a lot. There's financial ones and
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
That's the ones I like too. That's rare though.
Predate me. I don't know.
Well, some people just aren't into them. I'm surprised you never heard of Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, he-
Or
Oh,
Oh,
listened
I've heard
to
of it. And I mean, I've seen snippets, but ever actually listened, like, I don't have one that I just do. Just I don't know.
Right.
It's my thing. I don't know.
Have you listened to Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I listen to. It depends on the guest. I think if it's somebody I'm intrigued with, like Maynard from Tool, or
Like
somebody,
this one's gonna bomb. You know.
Sure, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just we're small town. It's we're just not Joe Rogan. We weren't on Fear Factor, and we don't rep the.
And I had no idea about his history either.
You got to forget about a small town. You're global. It's already global.
you're
No matter, it doesn't matter where you do this from.
Yeah,
You got to think of it that way.
international.
It doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, we certainly grow. We just grow at a very small pace. And the thing with my podcast too is, like YouTube, the way YouTube works is it's niche. Like whenever you go to a channel, you're
looking for specifics.
Yeah, you're looking for something in particular because YouTube itself is a search engine.
Yeah.
Right. So if, like you said, like if you're looking for something financial and you're like, how do I do my taxes a certain way this year? And you search it up, there's a channel all about taxes.
Right.
And when I started my podcast, it was when I first started getting into business, and I wanted to bring business owners on
Yeah.
and talk to them and learn and figure out how to grow my business. And that's kind of how it spawned. But I just love talking to people. I love I love hearing their stories, like how you guys start your band and like what you guys do in your life. And like, to me, that gives me motivation, like for like, just like thinking about how other people done it. And I'm like, oh, well, this guy, didn't start his business until he was 60 years old. Like, how cool is that? And so that's where it was for me, but it's hard to grow a channel that's not quite, I'm not niched down.
Yeah.
So that's where like I battle growing in. Like, Joe's not niche down either, but he's Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Right.
He's famous. He's a
stuff.
celebrity.
Right.
Yeah.
I did have a couple buddies that said we should start a podcast, and we were sitting around drunk. And
That's the name of the podcast.
No, it was more or less, and I was gonna be my podcast, and the logic was, which is funny because I'd never listened to one, but the logic was we'd sit there and we'd drink beers or whatever, and just bullshit about whatever, and it'd just be an entertainment podcast.
Yeah. That's all mine is.
So like we did
entertainment.
So we were sitting in his basement one time, and they were talking about like superheroes, and so I got it recorded, and it's
Interesting.
it probably would go nowhere, but it was because I think I was asking, I was like, so like Captain America, and I don't know shit about superheroes.
No.
I'm not real big into them. I was like, what's Captain America? What's his superpower? Does anybody know?
Shield, isn't it? I have no
He
idea.
throws a shield. And then I was like, the shield is meant to do one thing, protect you, and you're throwing it. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? So that's where I was kind of going. And then they're like, yeah, but he saved the world from the Nazis. I said, how? With his Americanism. I was like, got it. That makes perfect sense. He's just American, and that's all you need.
Is that the South Park guys?
No, I mean that's the truth.
No, but what was that? What was that one called?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I forgot it.
I know what episode you're talking about, but I can't remember what it's called.
America, fuck yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was what's
Oh
you talking about the movie?
yes.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
remember
Will you try to
Is it a parody of Captain America?
No, it's
it came out in like 2000, didn't it?
Kim Jong Il in it.
Oh, it was a crazy movie for its time.
Just type in stupid movie with American action.
Park.
No, just type in
South
Captain America
Park.
F yeah.
F yeah.
Yeah, America. I don't have. There it is.
Team America. Team America. Yeah. Yeah. Have you never seen it, Ariel? Play a clip. Just
that's
like
not
a
it. Oh yeah.
look up
it
a
is.
trailer for it.
Wait, what am I clicking on?
A YouTube.
Nothing there. None of those are it.
Look up
these are all-
Captain America
Do Team America.
or Team America trailer.
World Police. There it is.
Is there multiple of them?
That's it.
Probably.
Oh, 4. Good knit. So it's kind of like those puppets, I guess. What? I don't know. What?
Marionettes?
I think it's a clay.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's a mess.
Oh, it is a foul movie.
My favorite.
Weapons of mass
Yeah, you'll have to
destruction
watch
being
that.
offered to terrorists all over the
It'd be a
world.
good waste of time.
Those guys are good though. The way
Is
they,
it South Park?
just South Park in general. Those guys, they make fun of everyone.
Humanity.
Oh,
They do it tastefully too.
and you know they make their episodes in 1 week.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man.
like
Yeah,
that's, like they do it on current events, and they
Yeah.
every week they come up with something new.
They're not doing it with construction paper anymore, though. Is
No.
Man, I miss the old days. You know,
Yeah, when it was.
I'm a purist.
Really
God.
sucked.
Like I said, I'm a purist, and
Then they got all animated on you.
Yeah. Well, we do with computers.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was so horrible, but there's some pretty good stuff in it.
Terrorize this.
That wasn't a great trailer for it, but
No, but anyways.
yeah, it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
South
Snow
Park's
Day.
great.
Snow Day, yeah.
Yeah, South Park is great.
I haven't watched it in years, but
I have not either.
Oh, it still holds up though.
I watched Family Guy last night.
that's pretty good too.
Still always funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on the end of one episode of South Park, at the end of it, they literally said, "Just cancel us already."
Yeah.
Like that was their ending
done.
screen. Like, please cancel us or something like that. Like they want to get canceled. They just can't.
Yeah. Oh, we're making too much money and having too much fun. Get rid of us.
Simpsons are still on too, aren't they?
I probably.
No, I think Simpsons is done.
No way.
Are they still making it?
It's still going.
Still going.
That's worth looking up.
Simpsons? Are Simpsons still
I'll
on?
check that.
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you're good.
We'll talk salsa.
Still
30,
Pull it to the, yeah.
the
pull it to the right.
34th season. There's a curtain there.
On January, the series was renewed for the 35th and 36th
That is
season, taking
nuts.
the show through. That is insane.
I
What
just
is it
don't-
even? What's it even on anymore?
I have no idea. It used to be Fox all the time, didn't it? You know, I remember back.
I don't watch TV anymore.
No, they'd always have it on like on Sunday nights. Is it? Jeez. Yeah, not.
Do you guys have TV at your house still?
Yeah, I mostly just watch YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
as weird as it is, whatever interest I'm in, I do. I hunt. I work on my farm and just do all kinds of outdoor stuff too. And I find it. I fixate on it. And,
Yeah. I think that's what's taking over is YouTube.
yeah.
I like YouTube because it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's real.
Right.
You know, when I watch something on Netflix and it's like some reality show, I'm just like watching. I'm like, this is so
Which
fake.
Housewives are you watching?
Yes, exactly. or anything. Like,
Oh, my wife
you
got
watch a
covered.
cake or like a baking show.
But honestly,
seems
those
fake.
Housewives, I guess it's a modern day soap opera is all it
Yes.
really is. You know, we grew up, our parents watched Victor and whatever the hell,
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives. I don't even
Yeah,
remember.
my mom watched General Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Watch that. That was the worst.
How many times could you watch the same girl get cheated on? And
Yeah.
same story.
Some people love
Different
the drama,
girl.
though. Some
Yeah,
people
it
love
is what it is.
See, and I don't know. I just don't think, I think times are changing. I think people are just YouTube's like the thing.
Well, it makes it like if you're looking for specifics, that's like you said, even your niche. You know, you're not really a niche, so people
Yeah.
aren't really looking for, hey, Ryan.
Yeah. So like what I started to do now, because we went to a conference in October.
For this?
No, well, it's
Like
kind of,
podcasting?
Yeah, it's called FinCon. And so it's financial podcasts. Because that was my whole thing is I wanted to start a podcast over business.
Yeah.
But it was too broad. It wasn't very niche. And so we went there and we met some guys that had 250,000 subscribers and making 50,000 a video and just really doing well on YouTube. And I met with the guy. This guy's name was Alex, and he's like, if anybody wants, because we actually met him before the class. We were just talking. We were just standing out in the hallway. You know, you ever been to a conference?
Oh yeah, that's where you find stuff. Networking's where you.
Yes.
Anyway.
So that's
about
why
who
we
you know.
went. And so we were just standing out in like the Hilton, like in the hallway, just waiting on the class to start. And then I'm chatting with this gentleman, and I'm like, oh, you do YouTube? And he's like, yeah, I got a channel. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And then we were just talking about it and just waiting on the class. And then next thing, class is starting, so we all go in, and
He's
then
teaching it.
And then he walks up to the top and starts teaching it. And while he was up there talking, he's like, if anybody wants, he's like, I'll meet with you guys after the class and look at you guys' channel and tell you guys what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. And so I showed him mine, and he's like, yeah, this all sucks. Like, your thumbnail sucks. And he's like, he was the one that really told me, he's like, niche down.
Right.
And so now I started, because I own a gym, I started just making financial, it's like financial literacy for gym owners or like someone that's wanting to start a
There you
gym.
go.
And so that's like where I'm like really trying to niche down. I still do both because this is like what I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I started just doing things that I was looking into my future. like something that I'm trying to better myself with. So I'm trying to like get advice from other people, but I need to like, if I want to grow the channel, I need to take this advice that I'm getting and help the people that were in my shoes before. And so that's where like, I'm like, okay, I know how to run a gym. I know how to make a successful gym. So that's the content that I've been making now. So,
And now you're going with crappy local bands.
Yeah.
well, no.
Way to go, man.
This is
Way
not
to
gonna-
follow his advice.
I'm going to still do what I like to do.
Well, you know, I think it's kind of like you said, at least you're mixing it up, keeping it fresh for you a little bit. Just, do a couple of these sprinkled in.
I don't care if this got 0 views on it. I would not care.
Yeah.
Like I sat
You
here,
might break your record.
I sat here, drank some beers, hung out, had some fun. Like to me, like it's like this is what's so enjoyable about it. Like
Yeah.
the YouTube video, like if it gets some views or it blows up or something, cool, great. Like that's even better. But yeah, this is what it's all about.
Right on.
I agree. That's kind of the whole idea with the band. I really don't give a shit what any other band's doing.
Yes.
As long as I'm having fun.
Yes.
I hope these guys are too. But
I would say
really, I don't even care if you are Nate or even Samson. As long as I'm having a good time, that is why. That is the point.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
That's what matters most.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying it.
Not the
And it's cool if somebody else likes it too, so we can keep doing it, But if they quit paying us to do it every once in a while, I'll just keep doing it in my basement or
Yeah.
Heckman Shed,
Band camp.
Shedapalooza, band camp.
Right.
Man.
Even if nobody shows up to my podcast, I'm still going to be making YouTube videos.
Really?
Before I was doing this, I was playing video games and recording it and uploading it on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, just
How'd that work out?
not well, not well because like the ones that do good are like good at video
Right.
games.
Yeah.
Like it's like trying to be an NBA player but being 6 foot wide.
There's a video game program at Tech.
Damn,
isn't
I'm
there?
so old. No, it's not program. They got esports. It's not pro. It's just
They just
a
compete.
team, yeah. But I've never. Goddamn, I'm old. Like my kids used to watch kids unwrapping.
Oh,
things.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
which is great. I didn't have to buy them something, and they got to enjoy. But I don't understand
Or
how
watch
you
a
get.
kid play with toys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get that either. The reason why I watch video game, I watch guys play video games, and I can explain why I like that. I can.
okay, so I did in high school. Nelson would come over. He'd play Star Fox and beat it on Everclear Fridays while I sat there and drank Mountain Dew and Everclear and got shit faced
Yeah.
while I should have been in high school.
Everclear.
And then he'd beat it, and then we'd go to school drunk.
Yeah, but that's not a competitive game.
No, I know, but I understood why that was fun to watch.
Right.
Yeah, because you're drunk.
Because I was getting drunk and not at school.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. I don't know. It's my brain does.
Well, video games now are competitive.
I get it. I get it.
And like what makes them so fun to everyone is that they're PvP, so they're person versus person. And so like when I hop on a game, I could be literally playing against you and we're both trying to win. It's like playing basketball and you're playing
Without skills.
Sure.
yeah, without skills. I'm just the one that sucks at it.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
And but that's why I watch the people on YouTube because they're good at it.
Yeah.
Like they're the best in the world, and you're watching them. And you're like, how's this guy so good? Like, what makes him so good? And so you watch him, and you figure out his techniques, and then you get to a point where you realize you'll never be as good as that guy. So then you just quit playing the video game and just watch him all the time.
Yeah.
It's like people watching professional football to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, they play football in high school, maybe in college. They didn't go anywhere with it, but they still watch it every Sunday.
Yeah.
Cheer for their favorite team.
See, and I stick to that one. That's fun because I get to drink beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really all comes down.
You
to
can drink beer and watch video games.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, it's like you said.
Everclear.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta
absolutely.
go bigger.
So before we wrap it up, I want to hear about this. 'Cause
Okay.
You said you're kind of fading away from it.
Yeah, so
bit.
when Clayton reached out or told you about me, I was pretty deep into that, but I was also on the way out of it.
Yes.
This was a little project that me and a couple others started.
Can I stop you for a second? So anyone that's listening, he brought in some salsa, and we got 3 different kinds. Well, this is
Hot sauce.
this is hot sauce, but he brought in 2 things of salsa too. So some people might not be watching it, so I wanted to explain
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
So
they're not just
basically what
completely
happened,
confused.
Ricky, a friend of mine, he had a little restaurant in Jeff City that he made this salsa, and we'd always joke, let's start a salsa business. He was like, well, you don't know what it takes to do this. I'm like, it can't be that bad. No, it's that bad.
Really?
No, it's just a lot. I mean, when you get federal regulations and everything involved, and
I'm sure with food too.
botulism. Yeah, and again, it's not to downplay it. I mean, you could kill somebody, obviously, but So we'd always joke about it. Well, finally it got to the point he was like, let's do this. So we started moving the ball with the salsa. When I ran into another friend of mine named Chris, he did hot sauce, and he was on the same trajectory basically just with that. So I was like, well,
So your friend Chris was doing the hot sauce.
yeah, he had a hot sauce thing going. So I was like, you know what? Let's just start an umbrella company, and then we'll have both products, and that's where it ended up going. But
How long you guys work on something like that?
getting it going,
Yeah.
well, it's probably going on 3 years now. But we hit it right when COVID was going on. So you had supply problems. With jars, everything was inflated. So we were still getting our feet, trying to figure everything out too. So kind of, in a sense, it helped us to get our crap in order instead of just taking off. But it ended up being more of a time sink than I wanted to put.
Because you would have them do it after work.
Well, yeah, weekends. So we would go in and produce it. So you'd have to go in the kitchen on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So your weekend would be blown. And I got into this band thing, and the more I thought about it, I was like, I don't need to do this. So that's why I was getting ready to back out. But Rick basically taken off with it. So he's still.
So Rick still has it.
Yeah, it's moartfood.com is the website, and it's Missouri Artisan Foods is the umbrella company.
Is this part of the product line too?
Yeah.
This is a pretty dope looking.
That is,
Yeah.
and it's pretty damn good.
Chris did amazing.
Can I have this stuff?
Yeah, this is all yours. Yeah,
Cool.
I'll let you try it.
Yeah, I'd love to try it.
But yeah, I started growing I was growing the peppers on my farm too there for a while. We had a mix, like that one has a mix of Reapers, Ghosts.
Is this hot?
Everybody's subjective.
I'm
gonna try it.
So here's the deal. I got a buddy who used to do like a local wing competition with amongst friends. I mean, it was fun, and I would just do a lot of Franks and stuff, which is good. And I'll put a little of that in there, and I'll tell you what, you put about 4 or 5 drops of that, maybe 10, no more than 10. It's got some kick. It's
now straight you're gonna get the heat.
Sure.
But when you disperse it over food.
Sure.
Yeah, what I like, you put that with some Franks, and I don't do butter none, just Franks and that stuff. And I tell you what, I'd enter any wing competition in the world with that stuff. It is good stuff.
And with that too, we cut it with ranch. Like I'll eat it on a cold cut sandwich with mayo. I mean,
It's coming.
It's pretty well all
I
over.
believe it.
It's not super bad.
It got like a little sweet taste at first.
Yeah,
it is warm though.
Whenever we started doing
I
this,
want it warm. I want to sweat a little bit when I'm eating.
when we started doing this,
Oh, it is.
we tried to work on the flavor.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's warm.
Yeah.
I like it.
You want some? Come on.
It's not.
Try
You're
it,
not
yeah.
gonna die.
Come on.
Here.
But that was our intent. Whenever we first started doing it, we wanted to focus on the flavor and then
I like that.
eat on the back end. But
Like I said, you put that with a little Franks on your hot wing, and I said no butter, no, just
I bet that'd be.
mix
well,
it.
even straight on pizza. I mean, there isn't much. Burgers, pizza,
Well, we did a
tacos.
pizza. We did a pizza with the with just that,
the salsa. Yeah,
and that's good stuff.
You can keep it. Well, yeah, I'll take it back.
It's really good.
That is really good.
yeah.
That is
But you
really
can,
good.
You can purchase it online. Like I said, we've got.
But you got out of it.
Again, it was time. It ended up. I'm at the point in life I didn't want to keep devoting that kind of time. It just wasn't my interest.
I see.
Is what it turned into.
He'd rather be in a shitty band.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, but I started 2 of them. So I had 2 bands. I had that going, and it's just like
And a day job and a family.
Yeah, and it just again, it wasn't. Yeah, I was overextended, but
Sure.
I also didn't enjoy that near as much as the other things like working on my farm and doing
Yeah.
band stuff and all that.
Starting a company is definitely a
And
lot.
I have no
to get
doubt we could have taken it or can still take it anywhere we want. It's just how much time do you want to commit, and that time.
Well,
was
the
not
one
worth
guy
it.
still
Yeah, Rick
committing
is.
the time.
So, I mean, you can order it online. It is in a lot of area stores in Jeff City, Schulte's, even Lynn Thriftway carries it.
And like I said, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
We'll definitely. I love hot stuff.
Do you?
I love it.
That's
yes.
cool.
So that to me, I'm always looking for the best hot wings.
Oh, yeah.
Always going around looking for like a really good hot wing.
Yeah.
I still.
You
So my buddy's wing competition, we had a trophy, and he did it 6 years. COVID kind of killed it too. But of the 6 years, I won 3 of them. So I always tell everybody, 50% of the time, I'm a winner 100% of the time.
You know? Did you ever use some of that stuff?
Yeah.
So no, because I didn't have it.
too late.
It was too late. But
But he always gets free stuff from me all the
I
time.
do.
That's why I get invited to the pizza party. Oh, you gonna bring some hot
I
sauce?
told him a joke. My goal is to never buy it, not because I don't like it, but just because I know you and I don't want to.
And then the last time the last batch we did of that stuff, we overdid it. Like one guy was saying, no, we did a 15-gallon batch. Another guy's like, no, we did 10. But it was actually 10, but we ended up with a bunch of quart jars. So I
Got like a quart jar of it.
I show up at his house. He's like, oh yeah, thanks.
That's good stuff.
So did you have more time invested than money?
Yes, for sure. Again,
But what about all the equipment?
we didn't own it. So the only thing,
How'd you get the equipment then?
you got to do it in approved kitchens. There's local kitchens like churches. You got to get an FDA approved kitchen to work in
I
it.
see.
You can't do it in a
Or you had
restaurant.
to build an FDA approved kitchen.
Or you build
Or
one,
rent one.
or rent one. And that's basically what we did. We would rent
Yeah.
for a weekend, and it worked out. You know, the weird thing is it could be inspected and pass everything, but because I'm a separate business, they still have to come in and inspect the kitchen that we're in. So it could have 20 inspections essentially if 20 people cooked in it. It's kind of weird how that works.
And you had to let them know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got to watch you. I mean, there's a whole process with this. You got to even submitting the salsa and hot sauce because you're dealing with botulism. You got to keep it at a certain pH level.
What's botulism?
It's
A
a bacteria.
bacteria that'll kill you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So when you're
That doesn't
canning,
sound good.
that's like if you local can, like when you go to these
Markets.
local markets, anybody selling canned goods and stuff,
Stay away.
don't get that. You can't trust it. And it's not that
Jelly,
they're doing-
jellies aren't it because they're not under the there's like a cottage food law or
Yeah,
something.
there's
like
certain ones where the pH is. It's all about pH.
Not pickles though, right?
that. No,
Those are
acidic foods.
safe.
Pickles
acidic-
are golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Green
pickles
beans
are one of them.
Green beans are one of them?
Green beans? One?
Well, I don't know on that.
I'm thinking I may be talking out my ass.
The
here. I kinda
acidic
do
part
that.
of it is like tomatoes.
But tomatoes for sure. Or there's certain ones where you got to get the pH right, or more or less it can
Be deadly.
Right.
go south.
So you have to have it under a 4, 6 is official, but I think whenever you submit the thing, they still want it under 4 because, and it's weird. Like you could have a different ingredient that would spike the pH. It's just, you got to have it down to a T. It's just, it was a lot.
It does sound like a lot.
It is.
Sounds like a lot to learn when you.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think you just get some tomatoes and some peppers and mash them up and put them together and sell it. That's how I would start.
He's got a great recipe though. Rick had it down to a science on that side of it, but you still have to get approval and there's a lot of hoops to
Does every batch have to get approved?
No, but see, that's the thing. You get it approved, you send it off, they check the pH of it, make sure it's in a safe level, and then you have to do it by the book every time. So,
I see.
So like this one, there's a certain, like, depending on the ingredient size, if they're bigger, you have to cook it at a hotter temperature for longer. So they'll say you got to cook it at 180. It's got to hit at least a temperature of 180 for 6 seconds, and then you could start jarring it. But then it has to stay above 180 when you're jarring it, because whenever you invert it, you put the lid on and invert it, that supposedly kills all the bacteria on the lid. So, like I said, you got to, like every 25 jars, we would have to test the temperature to make sure that we still had it. I mean, there's, like I said, there's a whole list of things you got to do. But
Yeah.
so
I wonder how do like manufacturers do it to
they've
on a massive
got
scale?
the equipment. I mean, it's
You just take the equipment and
Well, they probably
double
got
it and double it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we were doing it by hand. They got
You
fillers.
should have my dad on. He used to work at the La Casita whenever they had one up in Holt Summit.
He would know.
He was a plant manager,
He would know.
and I don't have a damn clue how they did it, but my dad might.
Yeah, that'd be cool to know about.
I mean, I
want to know, like, I want to meet the owner who started it way back in the day. That would be to me, like, that'd just be so cool, like, to see if you guys took it to a level that it made it to somewhere. Like, I always like to know, like, how does it get from here, right, to
national.
like selling worldwide.
The internet, I think, sells a lot.
Like Ott's Dressing. That's a local guy. Did you know that? You should have him on. He's from Westphalia. It's his name's Ott. I mean, go figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ott's Dressing. That's yeah.
If you think of it, let me know.
Yeah, my wife used to work with his. What was it? It was her brother.
Okay.
Brother.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I think he's still alive. Yeah, because she'd like, we're gonna go see Ott, and Aubrey's like, my wife's like, who's Ott? She goes, the Ott's dressing guy's my brother. And she's like,
That stuff's
I did
amazing.
not know that
You
was
ever had it?
I never had it. I've seen it before.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a local dude. And
You're,
I mean,
gonna, you're gonna be pissed when this takes off one day.
No, and I'm good. No, really, I am. Like I said, I'm at a point in my life I don't need, even if it made $10 million, I really wouldn't care because it's just, I would still be
Involved in it all.
involved and go. You got to keep going.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of got us, and it's something Ricky's got to figure out, is making a big enough batch, which that's where you start looking into co-packers, people who actually make it for you, and then you're just distributing. And that's the other side of it. You got to have distribution.
You'd be better off selling the whole recipe for whatever you can get.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Company.
Maybe.
If it took off. Yeah, I mean, but that could be
There's a lot of
If Tostitos wants to buy it,
Yeah,
sure.
it could be an option later on, but again, you got there's a lot to it.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be a lot of work from right here till if Tostinos want to buy it or a large company want to buy it. There's a lot of work because you got to get it out there to the market and show that it's making money
Right.
somehow.
Well, and that's the thing, the profit margin on once you go bigger, it obviously shrinks. So you're leaning on production at that time more versus
What you need to do is steal enough market share from them that they want to buy it. That's really the key.
Yeah. No, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But that's pretty much where we ended up. So we had all the area Mosers, like we had Ashland. We still have Holt Summit. Where's the other one? Fulton. But the thing is, it's just taking time to go.
Yeah, because you got to go in these stores and sell it too.
And we had people that would tell us, hey, you're getting low in the store, and then we would deliver. But again, it was a matter of we never took the next step.
How do you convince a store to put it in there?
We just walked in and talked to them. A lot of these stores will carry local. I mean, Kevin at Thriftway, I can't say enough good about him. He was easy.
He wants to carry.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I'll support you, And a lot of these people do but we looked for those stores. You getting into the Gerbs and Hy-Vees, that's a total different ballgame.
Yeah.
So
because can the manager there decide?
They do promote local, but like one of them wanted us to submit something to corporate and, have this big write up, and it's like, hey.
I feel like that's that's like one of the things where like, all right, send it to corporate. And
I want to
they
write
approve it.
papers.
Yeah, that's about what it was.
I'm out.
Yeah. But no, it was a lot of it was just walking in, talking to him.
Yeah.
John from Schulte's was good too. And actually that's probably been our biggest location to sell outside of festivals. Like we worked the Hartsburg Festival, and it was crazy how much we sold there. That pumpkin fest they put on in Hartsburg, and but again, there you're spending your weekend. You go there Friday night, get set up Saturday, Sunday, and it's just like,
and then you got to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah. And again, what's it really worth?
We made $300 and wasted the goddamn weekend.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, maybe better.
It was better than that. But again, at the end of the day, to me, the time, even the money, wasn't worth it.
Sure.
Where I'm at, so
Sure.
I'd rather play crappy tunes with this crappy dude.
I totally understand that. I totally.
Choice.
Well, you guys want to end it on that note right there? I'm sure we've been in it for a couple hours.
I don't even know what time.
I got more.
I don't know either. Yeah. We'll just have to have you back out again. sometime.
That'll work. We'll bring Andy.
Yeah, bring Andy on for sure.
He's a big talker.
Oh, easy.
No, I don't know how. He probably can't get a word in edgewise with us around.
Yeah, especially with me. I like to talk.
No, you guys did great. I thank you guys so much for coming on
thanks
the
for having us.
podcast.
Appreciate it.
If you guys are still listening to the podcast, make sure you guys give it a like, give it a subscribe, share it with some of you guys' friends. If you know these two, share it on your guys' Facebook. I'm sure other people that know you two and the band probably want to know a little bit about you guys. So I think there's probably a lot they got to know in this episode that they probably never knew.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I love about it.
Jeff went to Japan.
Jeff went to Japan.
Yeah.
Almost got arrested in Mexico.
It's questionable.
Walter White.
I was thinking more of body cavity surgery.
You liked it.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
See ya.